Rise.
Hello, everybody.
Rise, Son of Rome, where we really hate that around here.
That's right. Actually, I think Rise Son of Rome is okay.
Yeah, I think that game is okay.
My brother became a weird, like, big defender of it. I was like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's not worth being a big defender of, but it's fine.
Okay, Mimi aside, I think Rise is okay. I just don't think it's better than War.
You know, I probably think about Rise, Son of Rome more than the Roman Empire itself.
That's not my case.
I don't think about the Roman Empire a lot.
Well, of course you don't. You're not white.
I'm a neo-Nazi. That's why, man. Do you saw that shit? You saw that Twitter thread where like one guy was like, if you friends think about the Roman Empire, they might be secretly be a neo-Nazi.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. They didn't like
it's
that
definitely
shit.
more with the gladiators and the Greeks. Like that, actually, I do
the
think there's something
gladiator
there.
is like, yeah, for sure. It's definitely.
Gladiators are Roman.
I meant Spartans. I misspoke.
Oh.
Spartans.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
It's the same shit. Who gives a fuck? Who's gonna fucking complain about it?
Yeah, they're all dead.
They're dead.
I don't distinguish between your cultures because it's not important to me.
From the guy who earlier gave Dan shit for thinking ninjas and samurai were the same, I was just keeping you in line.
Listen, it's okay when we're doing it to Dan.
That's true.
All right, let's see here.
Yeah. Ninjas are way cooler than fucking samurais.
Okay.
Samurais are just cops. If you read the story of samurais, they're just fucking
Hey,
cops.
I've seen that movie, Samurai Cop.
Yeah, exactly. Just double the cop.
Cop.
Cop. Super cop.
That's Striker, apparently.
What's the Simpsons show?
What?
That Simpsons show within the show where they put.
With Big McBrain. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, fuck. Cop. It has a dumb name.
Okay.
Police cops.
Let's test this.
What's behind the police cops? Police cops.
Police cops. Man, it's such a Sophie's choice. Do I want my printer to work? Or do I want my printer not to work and not have the stupid like Canon apps on my computer? Like I know there's a way to like get it to work fine, but it's like this time it only would work if I installed like 3 stupid Canon apps. I'm like, that's bad. I hate it. All right, let's test this audio.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now.
Perfect.
You guys heard that?
Yes.
Chat should have heard it as well.
I did hear that.
Good.
Oh, I'm super loud. I'm sorry. There we go.
Okay. All right, I think we are good to start. Mike, how about you?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay,
I was born ready.
I'm gonna count us in. Christian, you good? I think that's what you meant there.
Yes.
So, all right, here we go. Starting in 5, 4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now. Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof woof. Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I am a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I'm a Nintendog.
And we are the last of the Nintendogs. Today, on October 3rd, 2023. It says in my notes here that I'm going to bug Jeff about the Switch 2.
What?
Super Mario RPG Remake is going to give us a choice, an important choice. And we have some questions from our community to go over today. Jeff, how's it going?
That's going pretty good. Another busy day, but I like it that way. It's good. I'm starting to think maybe soon we like move the show permanently back up to that 6 p.m. time zone. How do you feel about that? Should we publicly have this conversation?
Whoa, just dropping it on me.
I guess I don't know. The evenings, I'll be honest. I'm gonna miss a lot of Red Wings games if we keep doing it at 9 p.m.
Yeah, it'll probably be fine.
Yeah,
it's probably fine.
Well, we'll see. I'm thinking about that. I'm missing one right now. It's a preseason game, so I'm okay. I'll be fine. I'm thinking about that. We've said, I think, every episode of this podcast and the other one all year, a lot of games, it is really starting to get kind of out of hand, though. It's like to the point where I need to just like stop worrying about this pick one and play, but now like I got to worry about stuff to talk about on this show, on Game Master Size and the Bombcast. It's getting out of hand.
Yeah, it is. I'm doing kind of a good job of sort of focusing, even at the expense of maybe like playing some of these games before they come out. Some people know what codes are out there right now, and I haven't been touching code games. My focus has been at night, because I always do Switch as kind of my bedtime thing, and it's been Sea of Stars, and I've been very good with that. I will probably beat that tonight. I'm at the end. And then I finally went back to Baldur's Gate 3, and I've been very good with that. That is my other game right now, is playing through Baldur's Gate 3, and that game is very good, so that's really easy. That's the thing. Like, when you find the game you really do like, it doesn't matter, then that's just the game you want to play.
Right.
And as soon as you're like, well, I'm making myself play this, then fuck it, move on.
That's definitely where I'm at a little bit. That's where I'm at with games that like aren't one of the code games. Code games are pretty easy. Many of those, I'll be like, yeah, I'll play this. But when it's like, okay, I need something to talk about on the Bombcast, I'm like, I know Lies of P is good. I kind of want to start it, but I'm like, I don't know if I'm in the mood for that. It's like hard to like find the one that's going to click with me right now. And I'm like, Baldur's Gate 3, like, yeah, I would like that, but is that going to be pertinent to conversation? So I'm in this weird spot with all these things where not everything's lining up in such a way where I'm finding that game to play right now.
I mean, you get some games, like, yeah, I know, I saw Tommy Tallarico gave us a super chat. Don't worry, don't freak out. It may not be the real Tommy Tallarico.
I refuse to believe that, like, it is him.
It's okay. His mother would be proud. There's some games I definitely I want to talk about and play a bit of. But, like Assassin's Creed Mirage, I think that's going to be a good game. People are going to talk about it. I don't think it's something we need to freak out about beating and have a real strong opinion about, Jeff. I think conversation's going to move on relatively quickly from the likes of something like that.
Definitely.
Or say, even though I personally very excited for the Avatar game, something like that, or even Sonic Superstars, right? We know what caliber of game we're probably looking at. Now maybe I'm going to be wrong, and turns out, well, everyone's saying that this Assassin's Creed is mind-blowing.
Entirely possible.
90. Yeah. Then I'll be like, all right, I guess I better absolutely make sure I play all of this. But for the most part, and I'm somebody who's more excited for the new Assassin's Creed than most people, it'll be okay.
Yeah, that's definitely right. I am. Otherwise, it's like, no, you know what? At least all these games are mostly. The problem is that they're good, right? That's something.
Yeah, that is the problem.
Right.
Like what's that new one that I just wasn't even thinking about? Cocoon, 89 on Metacritic. People say it's amazing, and it looks like something I'd enjoy. And like, that should be good. I should be happy about that. And I really am just like, oh no. Oh no! Oh, come on! I have to play Cocoon now. I have a Game Club. I gotta play Resident Evil 2 remake finally. No one's talking about that anymore. I will be.
Cocoon.
It's like, look at all this shit
for real.
Here. You saw me jump. You see the money I've been spending
on
old games I don't get to play.
I saw what you did. Yeah, there's a lot of games there. You could be playing a lot of that stuff.
I could just be playing those and be happy.
Right. Exactly. Yes. I mean, that's what we did a demo derby today. I was kind of looking at some games from that time. Anyhow, there's Demon. I was about to do it again. Demon Spoon. That's definitely not the name of the game. What is this fucking game? I think I just got it. It's the company that made the Two Towers video game. They went on to make Forgotten Realms Demon Stone. You can see how I make the spoon mistake.
It's a Forgotten Realms game.
Yeah, Forgotten Realms game. And I'm like, oh, that looks a lot like that Two Towers game, but it looks like there's more going on. It's like, well, yeah, they made that after Two Towers and got the Forgotten Realms IP, and it's looks a lot of fun. I'm like, I kind of want to play that. But of course.
Was it called Stolen Stone?
Demon Stone. Forgotten Realms Demon Stone.
That's interesting. So it's like another series of Forgotten Realms action
RPGs, yes.
Aside from the Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance games, which already
correct. Yes, correct. And this is like much closer to those Lord of the Rings games. I'm like, yeah, man, this looks pretty good actually. So I'm like, I kind of want to check
Xbox also.
Yes, Xbox and PlayStation 2. I think yes, I think it's worth keeping an eye open for that if you are, especially on Xbox, because you'll probably be able to find it relatively cheaper there. But yeah, I also would be happy playing games like that right now. I'm definitely in that mood still. It's weird. You know, I'll tell you what, if I can get it like to Super Mario RPG or something like that, and I'm like, okay, this is a new game. It's also an old game, and it's a Mario game, and it's the RPG I like, and it's got that beautiful music. I know I'm going to be good across the board there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be happy with that one no matter what. Even if, like, part of me will feel guilty. It'll be your stupid Resident Evil 4 comment, but for real, we're like, oh, I've already played this game. Is it okay I'm playing now?
Yep.
But, yeah. All right, Jeff. Why don't we get into some stuff? Hey,
yeah, let's do it.
Not a super busy week for Nintendo because most of the news this week is other companies firing people.
Yeah, it really is.
So none of that happening at Nintendo. At least right now. But, you know, Jeff, we are getting to, look, there's always been Switch 2 rumors. It sure seems like things are kind of boiling over, getting a little nuts out there. You're keeping track of this kind of stuff better than I have. Has there been anything interesting out there with the Switch 2? Anything that we should be taking seriously? Anything we should be more skeptical of?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always worth being skeptical of most of this stuff that we're kind of hearing, but the stuff that we're hearing for, like, especially this past week is, hey, a lot of the games are going to get announced later this year or you know, next year are going to get announced for the Xbox and the PlayStation and Switch 2. Like, that's going to happen a lot. And that's Tom Henderson saying that. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Like, that just makes sense. That probably will be the case. The Switch 2 is now a known quantity. These publishers now have a deeper understanding of what will work, what won't, and the amount of effort that is worth putting into a Switch port. And that means, I think what we're probably going to do is like, hey, they're going to make sure a lot of those games are positioned so that they are worth putting on a Switch 2. And if you put a game out early on the Switch 2, you're almost certainly going to get a much better return on that investment than you would otherwise. So that opens up the window to a lot of different stuff working. So yeah, that's definitely going to happen. So it's like, oh yeah, skeptical, but not really. That's just the kind of common sense stuff. The maybe some skepticism around a Monster Hunter, but this is the rumor is Monster Hunter 6 is what the rumors are calling it. I would assume it's World 2. That is what makes sense to me. But Monster Hunter 6, whatever, is gonna be announced for all the consoles and Switch, just like that Henderson thing said. And so, oh yeah, that seems plausible as well, because it's Monster Hunter. Always had a long history of being very successful on Nintendo handheld devices. Switch 2 will be a hybrid. So yeah, that makes some sense. Although at the same time, I just will not be surprised if it doesn't get announced for Switch 2 right away. I think it comes to there eventually, but I think I wouldn't be surprised if they announce it for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, and then it comes later to Switch 2. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, absolutely makes sense, especially kind of early on with Switch 2. You think you're going to get a lot of people excited having cross-gen releases when that's a thing that we don't normally get unless you do something real wacky like Mortal Kombat 1 and just like absolutely punch the graphics into hell. So like you're thinking maybe like by Game Awards, right? Are we going to straight up seize trailers and with like, hey, yeah, this is also coming to Switch too. It won't be this weird kind of open secret anymore.
I think that by the Game Awards, we might have a game or two that have said, and we're going to be on the next gen Nintendo device, is how they'll phrase it. Because they're not going to like put a name to it or anything like that. Most of these developers know better. But there will be one or two that, that always happens also. That's not like some big concept. We always see one or two developers be like, I'm going to get way out ahead, and we're going to be the Switch 2 game. We're going to be we're going to be the Dark Sector.
We're going to be the Red Steel.
We're going to be the Red Steel Dark Sector zone. That's where the money is made. We'll definitely get a couple of those here pretty soon, I think.
What's your favorite one of those? We had Red Steel, Zombie
Red Steel's
U,
up there. Zombie U's pretty good. Zombie U's a surprisingly good game.
Yeah.
I like Red Steel a lot. I think that's fun. Red Steel 2 is actually a good game. Red Steel's kind of silly. I don't know. I think probably one of those. Yeah.
What's going on with Far Cry 7? Why am I seeing Far Cry 7 associated with Switch 2?
That one I did not pay as close attention to, but I definitely saw something happening there. I'll take a look here. I think likely it's just that one also feels like kind of lined up speculation of like Ubisoft's always there, and the timing on Far Cry 7 should be right. They'll probably have that ready for the Switch 2. But I mean, there's definitely reports to that end. Boy, I don't like Boy Genius Report, which is this first story I clicked on here. They always did like fake PS5 stories. So,
fun.
Gross. Let's see here. Yeah, Nintendo Switch 2 is getting a major Ubisoft game, leaker claims. Far Cry 7 is rumored to have a day one release on Nintendo's next console, the Switch 2, which is expected to have more RAM than the Xbox Series S. That would be nice for developers. The game is currently in the early stages of development and is not likely to be released until 2023 or later. There are also rumors that Red Dead Redemption 2 may be ported, although we know that's not the case anymore. Yeah, I could see Far Cry 7 happening.
It'd be funnier if the big Ubisoft game was freaking Skull and Bones.
Right.
That game's just not coming out this year, huh?
Well, yeah, it's definitely not coming out this year, but even early next year. I mean, they did another recent play test again, so who knows what's happening with that game?
Who knows? It could just as easily be canceled. All right, it sure does just seem like we're all waiting to actually kind of get some real news here from Nintendo, and it could be at any moment. I think I am kind of at the opinion where I am not expecting any more major Nintendo games to be announced for the Switch only, at least, right?
Nintendo disagrees with you. Shintaro Furukawa said that they're going to continue Switch support through the next fiscal year, which ends March 2025. Mike, what else do you expect him to say, though?
Yeah, Switch support. I mean, this is from the company that said that the DS and Game Boy Advance are going to live alongside each other, right? So, sure. Like I said, I think games will come out for the Switch. I think they're going to continue to support the Switch in, they're going to keep the stores online and they'll do tech support for it, or, whatever that means. I don't think we're going to be getting some big Switch games. There could be other smaller things like the 1,000-Year Door ports or things like that. Or, Luigi's Mansion 2, maybe. But even then, stuff like that.
I don't know. Maybe I think that the games they have announced so far are the right kind of games to wrap up the Switch. Yeah. And if the Switch 2 launches in next fall, let's go. Let's move on. Let's get going.
Right. And it's exactly. I will even kind of understand there's like a bit of a drought between those things. I understand that you need to sort of save up a volley for the Switch 2 launch, and I am okay with that. I think we're all ready. I think everybody is ready, Jeff. Everybody gets it. Everybody loves the Switch. Me and you love the Switch. Probably the best system ever. I can already say that. Just incredible. But yeah, there is definitely a hunger for what's new. I mean, it feels like, I think it's true, we've been covering the Switch most of our careers.
Yeah, wow, that's really, right? You're right. Yeah, that's absolutely true. That's pretty wild to think about it that way. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be one of the most impactful systems of all time. You're right. I think I agree. I think it's the best console ever made. It's definitely the one that I think has fit with my way of playing games the most. And I expect most of that momentum to continue through the Switch 2. And then primarily on the strength of Nintendo's game releases, which are going to get stronger and more, a little bit more kind of in terms of Nintendo's strategy and thinking. Furukawa, and I can't remember where he said this, but he's been asked, like, hey, are you going to expand the kinds of games you're releasing through acquisition or what? And he's like, no, we are going to build up our internal development even more and even more. That might mean, more publishing teams that work with external studios, which is something Nintendo has dedicated EPD teams that is what they do. The Metroid guy at Nintendo. That's basically what he does. He works with outside teams on a bunch of different stuff, including Metroid. That does sound like they are intending to hire a bunch of people to make games at Nintendo and expand those studios. Because they're like, hey, the biggest bottleneck to our success is getting enough games made at a time so that we can put all these out at a time. And like, it kind of makes me wonder, I'm like, well, why are you sitting on so many games? Why do you sit on for so many games for so long? But I think they're like, no, those two things aren't related. Having a bunch of games in a buffer is a safety mechanism, something that protects us from risk. And then being able to make enough games would just mean we could speed up that buffer maybe a little bit, but we still want to have that existing buffer of games ready to go. Or maybe it comes back to just stuff like QA and marketing teams being able to work on one game at a time or something like that. But whatever it is, them expanding the number of games they're making, as long as they do it in a slow and steady way, I'm excited about that possibility, because I think they have mostly done a good job of still being Nintendo after they went from, okay, we have the home console and the handheld, and so we have home console games and handheld games. And we were worried early on the Switch when we talked about this. I remember forever ago. On this show, or on Decides, where it was like, hey, we still want those handheld like experiences because that enabled them to be more creative. They were, the games weren't quite as expensive to buy, and they were also much cheaper to make. So they were taking a lot of risks. They've done some of that stuff. I hope that hiring up means they could do even bigger things and a lot more of the smaller things. But we'll see. We'll see what they actually end up doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, hard to believe we're in October. We are in the month where Super Mario Wonder, which might be like the biggest Switch release we have left. It could feasibly be that.
Yep.
That is coming out this month. I am very, very, very excited for it. Hard to believe it won't be too much longer. We are just playing that video game.
We just got to get through the Sonic barrier. And then once we're through Sonic Superstars.
The Sonic barrier.
Yep, it's right there.
All right, Jeff, we had a little news here. Just today, Nintendo revealed that the Super Mario RPG remake is going to let you pick between the arranged and original soundtracks. The original soundtrack is an all-time classic, although from what I heard, I like the sound of the arranged stuff pretty good, but it is nice you're going to switch. Jeff, do you think you're going to go with the arranged, the original? You think you're going to kind of mess around and check out both of them?
I'm someone who has a hard time deciding on one or the other, so I go back and forth a lot. So I imagine I'll do that. I will probably end up settling on the new music because if I'm playing through this remake for the first time, I want to experience that stuff. Shimomura, who's the composer on Super Mario RPG, the Street Fighter 2 composer, one of the greatest living musicians.
Kingdom Hearts composer, one of the greatest living musicians of all time. She's working on this. She's overseeing these new arrangements. So I want to hear that work. This is someone whose work I always want to hear. So if she's there doing that, I want to hear it. But I'm glad that I have the option because in the future I'm going to want the nostalgic stuff, and that'll be great too. And Jesse Versus said this music swap was known weeks ago. Well, it is news to me.
Yeah, we knew it, but they gave an example of it in that video.
You knew it, dang it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well,
it's all right.
Yeah.
It's still working. I'm saying it's a new video of it,
Look,
and it's worth
considering. I'm trying my best, Jeff. You have a problem?
God, you're embarrassing me. You got to stop fucking up so much.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Look, this is like the one news story.
I know. No, listen, I am not complaining. I wasn't going to say anything. I wanted to talk about it.
Well, look, I will probably just stick with the arranged music. Even the Pixel remasters Final Fantasy, like they have the arranged and the original on Switch, and they did such an amazing job with the arranged music there. I think people usually do a good job with that, especially if you have original artists involved. So I think I'll probably be pretty happy with the arranged music on that one.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. Small thing here, Jeff. Pikmin 4 has been dominating the Famitsu weekly sales charts in Japan.
It's been number one, I think, every week since it came out, or something like that. Or maybe
not anymore.
One or two exceptions. Man, Pikmin's kind of slipping, huh?
Yeah. Pikmin 4 completely overshadowed, only in number 2, I believe, because of Pikmin 1 plus 2 physical overtaking it. So that's incredible. Man, again, that's like a thing. If this was a quieter year, after playing through Pikmin 4 and loving it, I would have liked to have played Pikmin 1 and 2 on my Switch. Oh, yeah,
definitely, yes.
Pikmin 3?
Not
happening.
No, yeah. It would be very cool to play through all of those again. I kind of have that same sort of mentality about that series right now. This is incredible, though. I mean, Pikmin has always been a little bit more popular in Japan than elsewhere. This is a Splatoon-like glow-up that we're seeing. This thing is just rocketing in popularity. I mean, it's not going to be a multi-million seller in Japan alone. Well, I mean, actually, counting the digital, it could be. But in terms of just the physical, because just the physical of Splatoon is like something like 3 or 4 million copies in Japan. Pikmin 4 is not going to be that, but the fact that it's approaching 1 million, and then they released the Pikmin 1 and 2 physical versions weeks and weeks after they released that digitally already, and people are like, no, I need this as well. That's impressive. Now it's not, I think it was like 20,000 copies or something like that, but still, when you compare that to the rest of the list, and like 0 PlayStation 5 games, obviously no Xbox games on there.
Yeah.
Pikmin is on the rise, and I love it.
Yeah, and it hasn't had that much. It has had a glow up in the U.S. I think Pikmin 4 is selling pretty well.
Oh yes, this is definitely the best selling Pikmin game in this country ever, for sure. I think yes.
I think we are going to get a Pikmin 5 someday. I think like this is going to be a series that just every major console there will be at least one new Pikmin, probably just one new Pikmin, and that's fine by me. I think that is fantastic.
I mean, I think it's entered that zone where it is something that they can look at as a merchandising opportunity and a licensing opportunity for movies and television. That the Pikmin could 100%, and I've said this for a long time, so I'm going to be repeating myself, but I think it's clear now, and I hope it's clear to Nintendo, that they could occupy a Minions-like space in animated children's movie making. I think that would be a great idea. Continue to think that would be a great idea. I mean, even if it's like a Nickelodeon cartoon show, like the Rabbids show was very much that.
That thing
that would work as well. I think once they kind of recognize that, which is they have recognized that. That's what's happened in Japan now. That means Pikmin's going to be with us forever now. It's cemented itself as one of these eternal franchises for Nintendo, and I find that very exciting.
All right, Jeff, let's take a little break. We'll come back. We've got some super chats to read. We got some questions from the community, games we've been playing. We got some stuff to do, so let's do it.
Let's fucking go. All right, ad is happening.
All right.
You can.
Super Mario RPG.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
New Sharon the Wanderer coming to Switch. I just see
really?
in my email.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let me
It was February.
Mike,
Those are
could you do GMM tomorrow? I know it's kind of busy.
Tomorrow.
It's because we have Light Club and stuff and Counter Strike, so you kind of would make. Don't worry about it, brother. Because Lucy's got the jab, so she's not feeling great.
Yeah, she got her thing.
Yeah. Let me just do something real quick.
Wow.
That should be good. I'll be there.
The jab.
Okay, thank you.
Get jabbed.
Got the Fauci jab. That's right.
Okay.
One thing is that at one point I have my meeting from a 12:30 meeting, and I think the Counter Strike things at once. I might be coming in hot for that.
That's fine. That's no problem. You could show up late to that. We'll be good because we're going to kind of be getting a slow wind up for that. And again, hey, if anyone hasn't heard, it's a community thing for Counter Strike 2 tomorrow. So if you want to play along, get that installed. We'll try to get people in there.
Do your tutorial match that it makes you do.
Yep.
I'm gonna jump in with my 300 ping. It's gonna be.
Let's do
fantastic.
It. That sounds good.
Hey, that was good. Back when I actually played, that wouldn't have been too bad.
Yeah, God, that's right. Jesus. All right. I think we are good to go, Mike, if you want to bring us back in.
Yes. Jeff, we are back. Are you ready to read the super chats, Jack?
I am. In fact, I even have them pulled up here, starting with Connell Wood. Says, have you seen the Dan Olson video about what happened with GameStop meme stock investors? It kind of became a cult. Highly recommended video. Yeah, I watched it right away. I love Dan Olson. I've loved Dan Olson for forever. Yeah, Mike, which one's the first one you really got into his? Was it the
the NFT one?
The NFT one. Yeah. Did you ever go? You should watch his Suicide Squad video.
I did. I went back and saw some of the older ones. I saw that. I saw the Flat Earthers one.
Yes, that's great.
He did. The Metaverse one, though, was just fantastic because, look, some of us had to suffer through the Metaverse more than others. I'm just going to say.
Number one, baby. An Argentinian guy invented that shit.
Yeah. Something to be proud of.
Decentraland and stocks can be worth more than anything.
If it made you suffer, then it was worth it.
It was worth it. Okay, I'm glad.
So I have watched this. It is really great. It's a very good explanation of kind of how that went down.
Even though there's not much of a video component to it, that other one, I forget the name, but to remind me, that guy just talking about why the Harry Potter books are actually bad.
Yeah, that's Sean. Yeah, Shaun. Oh, me too.
Just really ripping into the whole why is everybody okay with slaves thing? Like Hermione is portrayed as kind of like a whiny, annoying brat because she thinks slavery might be bad.
And it's like every one of those decisions is, you could tell, was like criticism from a reader, and then she's like, well, I'm going to explain why that's cool.
And then there's the incredible part where he just tore into the whole Harry Potter kind of philosophy of there aren't bad people, there are only bad teens.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. So Harry Potter can make fat jokes.
Harry Potter can make fat jokes because they're mad people. But if you make a joke about Ron Weasley's mom for being fat, well, that's not cool because she's on the good team. So,
yeah. Before people get mad, I loved Harry Potter. I loved it. Loved it. And it's, that's a great video.
Jan's in chat. What's Jan say? Oh, I forgot to tell both of you that there was a group of people dressed as Pikmin at the Oogie Boogie Bash. I think that's one, cool, and two, also not Disney themed. How dare you?
Yeah, invade Disney with Nintendo. Universal represent. Oh, I got nothing here.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, Chance.
We should, man. Someday it'll be good. We should go to the Universal Halloween Horror Nights, and we should film me because I have not gone through a haunted house since I was a child because I hated them so much.
That Universal one's almost certainly not scary, right?
I think some of them are kind of scary. No,
okay.
Universal's a bit more,
Okay.
edgy. They can actually be scary.
I was definitely a nervous
them.
Nelly as a kid when I was at Disney World, and my family. I think I've told this story before. Where they wanted to go in the haunted house, and I was like, "No, I'm too scared." And I don't know what ride it is, but it's a ride haunted thing.
The Haunted Mansion.
It is the Haunted Mansion. Okay, yeah, we in there, and they're like, "Oh, this is just fun. Like this is all. That's just like very pleasant, actually."
Question.
So I felt pretty embarrassed afterward because I'm like, "Why was I so scared?"
Question.
Yes.
Is that a ride where you like sit down in a like cart and then stuff scares you, or is one of those where you had to like walk through like the entire place?
It's a ride. Although funny you should ask. The original concept was for a walking attraction for the Haunted Mansion. Mm-hmm.
Christian, this is what you do. Got to be careful asking these questions, man. Jesus. Again, the meme stock thing though, very, very good.
I would love it.
Yes, the way like basically how it goes down is it's a bunch of people. It's gambling addicts, really what it is, and these gambling addicts have to like get other people in because that's the only way that it actually keeps going. And that is what leads to cult-like behavior, and it is very cult-like.
I remember when it was happening, like because I went on like whatever that Reddit thing was, because part of me was like, "Am I missing out on making money here?" And you could just immediately see, well, these people are in a cult because as soon as anybody would even like ask questions, they'd get yelled at, like in a religious cult. They would start calling them like what? There was like diamond hands and
diamond hands are the people that hold on no matter what, and they're the good guys. Yep.
Yeah.
Or apes. They call themselves apes because they used to call themselves the R word, and then that looked bad in the media, so they stopped saying that.
Cool. Oh, I remember that. Yep. I remember. Yeah, that was another red flag.
Yep, exactly.
Just incredible. All right, what are other super chats here, Jeff?
Chance says, "Hello, my dogs. When Switch 2 comes out, there will be a Switch Lite, or will there be a Switch Lite 2 to go with it? I play mostly portable and would love the option." No, not right away.
Not right away. Nah, it's a wait.
No, wait, because
that didn't take too long to get a Switch Lite, right?
No,
2 years.
No. Yeah, 2 years at the most, right? Yeah, something like that. So, well, maybe it was 3 years. I can't remember now. I think it'll be pretty quick, but not right away. From El Grug. Yeah. But what if the Red Wings suck? Still, that doesn't matter. It's sports. I'll watch the teams I really love. I'll watch no matter what. I've been watching. Like, do you have it? I'm a Lions fan. Like literally, there's been no more incompetent team than the Lions. Even compared to the Cleveland Browns, like compared to any other team, it doesn't matter. The Lions have been the most incompetent professional sports team for the last 40, 50 years, honestly. So, yeah, I don't care if my teams suck. I'm still going to watch. From Tommy Tellerico Studios.
Oh, no.
Nice to hear music that I personally created used in the intro from your podcast. You'll be hearing from my lawyers. Oh, shit, Tommy. You don't have to come for us. Oh. That's what I say to you, Tommy.
Yeah, go back to working on Metroid Prime Remastered.
Yeah, make it even better. From Ali Maracle.
Yeah, that game came out. Why'd I say that? Metroid Prime 4, that's what I mean. Funny joke, Mike. Killed it.
Ali Miracle says, played boring ass Cyberpunk for 12 hours yesterday. It's him, all right? You don't talk to me. I said it's fine. Mike's like,
yeah, you're the one who. It's funny how you had to be so diplomatic and get yelled at anyways for giving the game 3 out of 5 that I finally played. I was like, that game sucks.
God, this is boring.
That game's boring as shit. In my defense, it shouldn't be so boring.
Yeah, that's a good point. It should really stop being so boring.
Just stop being so boring.
Shigeru Miyamoto says, glad to hear from my good friend Tommy.
Do you think Shigeru Miyamoto actually even knows who Tommy Tallarico is?
Definitely not. No way. Shigeru Miyamoto comes back and says, thanks for the sick-ass Metroid Prime beats. I think he's talking to Tommy still and not us. So, don't you mean thanks for the inspiration for making Metroid Prime good in the first place? Because he designed the sounds first, and then you designed the weapons after that.
That's from the guy who gave Smash Brothers Melee a 2.5 out of 10.
I think he gave Metroid Prime a 7. Like, yes. He reviewed his own game.
Audacity. Yeah. The audacity of like giving a game a 7 out of 10 and later taking credit for it.
Hand in hand with Miyamoto. It is
what a grifter.
so impressed by how much of a grifter he is. Absolutely.
Professional grifter. And I think like there's a time we can kind of do that. I think the internet's made that pretty hard because at a certain level of notoriety, we could just find out.
Yeah.
We could just look into things, it turns out.
You said these things on television, and we have those. I have a TV. I'm just going to go look and see what you said.
We can go and look up every episode of Cribs. Christian, stop that! We can look up every episode of Cribs, and it's easy to. Sorry, I had to push Christian into his model for a second. He's been popping up extra hard today.
From Mario. Papa and Uncle Tommy really are great friends. One night, Tommy came over for a sleepover, and they had matching nightcaps. Love my Papa and Uncle.
Man, what? Why? Okay, so like, why were nightcaps even a thing? Were people's heads cold? I guess back when there wasn't heating, your head might be cold.
Right. So I mean, most of your heat, your body heat, escapes through your head and your feet, right? So I imagine that was what it was. Like, I'm going to save money on my coal bill this month, and instead, I'm just going to put on this nightcap. Either that, or it's just a thing in cartoons.
I think it's just a thing from cartoons that looks cute. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. That does it for the super chat so far. If anyone else wants to send in a super chat, we'll get to them before the end of this program.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. I appreciate that. Why don't we start some of these podcast questions, and then we can get a going on some other things. We'll take a break after a bit here. For some reason, it's all been squished to the side. Where is it? I want to squeeze it. Come on, Discord. Help me help myself, Discord.
Double click on it.
Is it new? Oh, no, it didn't work. Wait, no. Okay, anyways, I'll just read them very small. It's fine.
You want a second?
No, I got this.
Oh, boy.
Wait, this is the wrong thing. Oh, where am I? What have I done?
I mean, I can get there right now. I'm going to start reading it. This is a professional podcast, everybody. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We are this is not our first, this is our 800,000th podcast, and you could tell the quality is in the details, and our attention to details is higher than ever, and we're very impressive people. Mike, how do you seriously not have this figured out by now?
It's different. I have to click this button. What is going on? It's not working. I swear.
All right, from Cranders Big Basketball.
Oh, there we go. It's because I had a search up and that overrode it. Okay. Gotta scroll up. From Cranders Big Basketball. Thank you, everybody. Since Thousand Year Door is coming to Switch, how did they manage to trick Miyamoto to make this happen? Do you think they caught him in a loophole because Miyamoto was so in love with Illumination and let them do what they wanted, and Chris on when Nintendo players were like, well, why weren't we allowed to do this again? You think he finally had to be like, oh no?
I think it's a combination of that. I think he left to go oversee what was happening at the theme parks and at Illumination, and while he was out, they just started doing it. And then when he came back, he's like, look at all this stuff they're doing over Illumination. They're like, we think that's great. It reminds us of what we've been working on. And then what could he say? Like, this is like, oh, yeah, it is just like that. So I think, yes, they definitely got one over on our boy.
Always Be Clothing says, hello, Mike. Can you open Windows Minotti? And Jeff, I know how Discord works. Grubb. Yeah, Jeff, learn how Discord works. Idiot.
Okay. All right. Kids. You goddamn kids.
Always Be Clothing says, have you found space for all your inevitable Blade Club costumes yet? No,
that's a good point.
Closet space is a big problem I'm having right now. So I'm going to have to get like a box or something for all this shit.
Steph does I keep getting new Yeti t-shirts, and Stephanie is like, got a lot of clothes, huh? I'm like, okay, I will go through my shit. I know I have a ton of stuff I don't wear.
They keep disintegrating anyways? Yeah, that's fine.
Basically. So I need to make room in my closet, and when I do, I will proudly put my Batman costume in there next to all of her really nice clothes.
There you go. Octo says, hey there, Mike, king of princesses Minotti, because he sims for Daisy. I see. And Jeff, some of my best friends are JRPGs. Okay, Grubb, because he's colorblind to strategy RPGs/JRPGs. What Japan exclusive game would you like to see finally get localized officially or otherwise? Sega Gaga is my go-to answer. That game seems nuts. Apologies if this has been asked in the past. I think that this somehow has not been asked in the past. I feel like there's gotta be a better answer. Like Mother 3 always comes to mind, Jeff, and even though I'm not one of the big Earthbound freaks, I still do think it is crazy that we have not gotten that over here. Yeah, I don't know. Is there anything that you think of immediately?
Yeah. I mean, it's for a minute now. It's been Captain Rainbow for the Wii. That's the one that has all the amazing like references to like Punch Out and Mario and Chibi Robo and Animal Crossing, and it's all like done in a satirical way. And I'm like, man, there's a fan translation. I'm looking for an opportunity to play that over at Giant Bomb. We're very busy, so it's hard to like just pull something like that out of the hat and just like, this is what we're playing now. I want to play through the whole thing. Everybody come hang out with me. But if I could, I would definitely just play that version. But ideally, Nintendo just put that on the Switch 2. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's the second Miles Edgeworth game. That's like that's so far. I think that is now the only unlocalized Ace Attorney game. So we got the great Ace Attorney games. So that's good. So yes, give me that. Oh, great.
That seems like that might happen, right? Maybe.
I think it will happen eventually. I mean, they've done collections of all the other ones. I think at some point they'll do a collection of those two Miles Edgeworth games. HDify them, and they will localize that second one for us. I think that will, in fact, happen. And I will be very excited when they do. Next one here is from Casual. Says, Dear Jeff, Small Cup, Big Heart Grubb, and Mike Kimchi Curious Minotti, what's the one game you've bought the most stuff for? Mine is Hades. I own the game on 2 different systems, the limited edition soundtrack on vinyl in 3 art prints. P.S. Mike is your brother named after AJ Soprano. You can be honest with us. No, AJ updates The Sopranos by quite a lot.
Yep.
My brother's named after his father, my father.
Armand.
Armand Jr. is what that stands for.
Oh, really? I didn't know that the J was Junior.
Yeah, and his social security number is his real AJ's real name is Armand. Which is, it's funny. He has like Armand. One close friend that calls him Armand. It's always kind of funny, right? Like the one person.
You ever see the Kroll Show?
Crow?
Kroll. Kroll. Don't worry about it. It was a comedy show. It was very good. But there was a character named Armand, and they would always the whole concept of the show is that it's like a parody of a bunch of like trashy television, and so it was like a trashy VH1 show starring Armand, and they would sing the song "Oh Armand, meow meow meow," and I would always sing that and think about AJ.
Yeah, that sounds weird, but there's that Simpsons. There's that bad Simpsons episode. I think some people point to it as Simpsons jumping the shark, where it turns out Seymour assumed a false identity after a war or something, and is actually some guy named Armand.
Really? Okay.
Something. Yeah. Well, so that's what I think about fictional Armands. That's what I think of. But bought the most stuff for. Now, I thought he meant like in games. So first I was going to say Overwatch, but he means like merch. So I have tons of Mega Man stuff. I got a lot of Mega Man figurines and amiibos and official merch and just junk and stuff all over the place. I have quite a bit of Sonic stuff from over the years too, to be honest, and Final Fantasy actually, because I have a good amount of Final Fantasy art books. Used to have a lot of soundtracks and stuff back in the day. So probably the 3 of the series that I like the most. I have quite a bit of stuff from that.
I have I got a lot of Mario stuff. I purchased Tony Hawk many times now, various Tony Hawk games, and then several different versions of many of those games. I don't know, but it's almost certainly Mario.
Casual says, oh no, that was Casual. Chaos Buckaroo says, which console are you most impressed with the improvements developers made by the end compared to the beginning? Oh, I think PS2 comes to mind with that. Like when I was testing my PlayStation 2 to capture card setup, I was playing some like PlayStation 2 early games. I played the Bouncer, Jeff. That game is rough. Sorry, Jan. Yeah. Jan's still here. Jan loves the Bouncer. I do not. That is have you ever played the Bouncer?
No. I remember seeing the reviews. It was like, I'm good.
Jan, you watch a bad cutscene for like 2 minutes, and then you punch somebody for 10 seconds, and then it has the audacity to do like a level end seed and give you experience points, and then do it all over again.
That sounds incredible to me.
Jan, it's rough. Jan, I'm sorry.
Is it Blake Club worthy for you?
No, it's more because you'd be bored for one thing. Because it's so simple. You just tap a button. I'm sorry.
Your girlfriend turns into a satellite, says Jan. I'm with Jan so far. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Jeff, I'll tell you what, I'd love to watch you try
to play I'm joking. I'm joking.
You want to play the Bouncer?
Please, God, no.
Yeah. But then, by the end of the PlayStation 2, you have things like Shadow of the Colossus, which is basically like design-wise, a PlayStation 3 game, right? That should not be on PlayStation 2. It's kind of nuts that they were able to do stuff like that, or even like stuff like Kingdom Hearts 2, Final Fantasy 12, Snake Eater. They got pretty good with that relatively limited in power machine.
I have a old direct capture video of Shadow of the Colossus remake on this channel, and someone commented on it, I think yesterday, and was like, "Why is this a masterpiece? I played Devil May Cry and some other action game, and this is nothing close to that. The controls are bad." And I'm like, "Oh, I don't think you understand the kind of game you're playing here. This is not an action game."
Yeah,
I'm just like,
controls are bad. Like I can't do any combos.
That's what it sounded like. I'm like, hey, yeah, you're right. Shadow of the Colossus, not Devil May Cry. Very astute.
This is how I feel when you complain about Sonic not being like Mario.
Sean says, right, it's a boring game. I don't even know if I'm going to argue with that, because it kind of is. Like, yeah, I get it, but I'm still impressed by it.
Bopping the Jets Pizza Hut. I mean, I guess, Jeff, did you have a different answer besides PlayStation 2 for console?
No, PlayStation 2 is probably the right answer there.
All right. And PlayStation 1 also. PlayStation 1 early on was a lot of just 2D games, and then by the end...
Late NES games were really impressive compared to early NES
4.
games, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even like Mega Man, when you think about how, those are just all the games, right? Then you actually look at Mega Man 1 and you look at Mega Man 6. It's kind of nuts where we eventually got with that stuff.
Yep.
So Bopping the Jets Pizza Hater says, during the Switch 2 era, what's one franchise you think could take a break and have us wondering when the next game would be? Okay, so what could take a break? Is there something that came out on the Switch for a franchise and just didn't really hit very much? Because most franchises seem to get a glow up.
Yeah. We're definitely getting Luigi's Mansion 4 like right away. Like pretty soon.
Just not getting another Yoshi game. Like maybe just going to really continue.
But I wouldn't would not be
again.
Wondering where it would be. I would not be like, oh, where's the Yoshi game? I'd be like, oh, okay. Yeah, I guess they realized that wasn't working.
Yeah, where's Yoshi? Yeah. Aside from that, like, the ones we didn't get from the Switch era, I would almost hope are going to be there. And not necessarily crazy ones like Star Fox, who knows? But we didn't actually get a Donkey Kong game for Switch. I imagine we'll get one for Switch 2.
Man, the disrespect for Funky Mode, Jesus.
Disrespect for Funky Mode. I wonder what, we're getting 2 WarioWare games for Switch. I wouldn't be shocked if maybe we didn't get any on Switch 2. I'd be disappointed.
I hope we get a Rhythm Heaven first, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Big Tony says, my dogs, both Microsoft and Sony, are getting ready to ditch physical media by next gen. When do you believe Nintendo will follow, or do you think we live in a future with only Nintendo games in store shelves? Thanks. It definitely feels like they're going to be last to that, right? I don't even know why I feel like that. I just still associate buying like physical Switch games as birthday and Christmas gifts, like really heavily for some reason.
I mean, listen, I get that Microsoft and Sony are de-emphasizing physical, but they're not getting ready to ditch it per se. They're just going to be like, here, the default is going to be digital. They do want the default to be digital, and that will slowly transition things for sure. And I suppose on a long enough timeline, one company will have to be the last company with doing physical, and I do agree that would be Nintendo. But I don't think that's anytime soon. This next gen will have some sort of they would just be leaving money on the table because we see what happens when these companies try to force behavioral changes on the way people purchase games. A lot of people just opt out. A lot of people are like, I am so fed up with this. I want to do things my way. I've been able to do it my way for literal decades now, and you're going to go change it on me. I don't think companies want to mess with that too much. I think they'd rather just do the slow transition.
Tokyo Game Life says, we will probably get another HD version of a 3DS game before the Switch wraps up. Any predictions? I can see one of the Kirby games getting an up-res version for Switch. I mean, Kirby Return to Dreamland and those 3DS games are on the same engine, I believe. So those wouldn't be very hard. Though those games were doing stuff with the 3D thing. Not so much that you can't just port it. Mario 3D Land, I wonder if that's ever going to, because
I would like that, but it would have to be like not just an HD version. It would have to kind of get a little bit more, because it looks pretty sparse when you play it on an emulator with HD and stuff. I mean, it's still a fun game, but it looks sparse and kind of rough.
we're probably like kind of close to the next actual 3D Mario game, even though it doesn't really feel like it. So I don't know if you really squeeze that in there now. I mean, Link Between Worlds is a big one, Jeff.
Yeah,
that's that and probably Fire Emblem Awakening or like
Metroid
the two
Samus Returns wouldn't be. I wouldn't hate that.
You could see that. That would be an easier one because the 3D not very important in that game really. So a little bit more important in Zelda, but not huge. Zelda 2 that's one where we don't know, like the next mainline Zelda game, that's going to be a ways off, Jeff. So we're going to need stuff to kind of fill out the Zelda pipeline here, and it's going to be remakes and ports for a while.
And I would like that. That'd be great.
DMC Depressed Me Crying says, hello, Jeff, Beef of the Wild Grubb, and Mike, TMNT, Cheddar's Revenge, Minotti. If your co-host, Puda Jim Ryan, commits to investing 55 of the budget to launch 12 plus games as a service into an already oversaturated market, then build a second games as a service seems to be slowing down. What would be the poor financial decision they made, and what Sony executive would they choose as their successor to deal with the fallout at Game Mess? I
would choose Jim Ryan to succeed me for sure.
Yeah, of course. He still counts. Yeah, are we going to get real big into the metaverse? We should get really big into Facebook games.
Yeah, that's where it's right. Remember when that like early in our career that was huge. Like that was like making a lot of money. And then
Zynga.
Remember what even really happened to change that? There was some. I guess it was just mobile gaming.
It was
right?
mobile gaming.
It was
That's
just
what killed that.
That simple. Yeah, it was just mobile games.
It was just those. We got those games on our phone instead, and everyone's like, "I'll just play that kind of stuff here." Actually,
well, we got those kinds of games. Most of those games didn't transition, right? Like no one was playing fucking Farmville on their phone. Not really.
Not literally Farmville. Yeah. No, they tried.
They tried. Farmville 2. Shoutouts.
Who bought Zynga? Was it Sega?
That was your buddy Strauss Zelnick at Take-Two Entertainment.
That's right.
Who paid $12 billion for fucking Zynga.
That can't be correct.
For Zynga. Oh,
that can't be correct.
What's the hell on my desk? Insomniac Games was like, what, $250 million, $350 million, something like that? $12 billion for Zynga.
That can't be correct. Let's see here now. And then Laser Wolf says, hello, Mike, Scissor Me Minotti, and Jeff, Daddy S. Grubb. I got a new job and can waste money on video games again. Congratulations.
Let's go.
What Switch games from the last 6 months do I have to get? Well,
Pikmin
you should
4.
probably get, what'd you say? Pikmin 4. Pikmin 4 and Zelda. Zelda 6 months. Those are the two big ones. You probably heard of Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, maybe you've heard of it. Yes.
Yeah. I really like Sea of Stars, if you have heard of that one. If you like those kind of old school JRPGs with a glow up, you should check out Sea of Stars for sure. I'm trying to think if there's anything else from specifically last 6 months. I mean, that will keep you busy. Pikmin 4, I do think, is a big one.
That will keep you very busy, yes. Metroid Prime Remastered, I guess it's not 6 months, but
I mean, 6 months, but if you didn't, you should get that.
The Making of Karateka. There you go. Get that.
There you go. Couching Boomer Hidden Zoomer says, what game would you play competitively in a bathroom with a picture? You know, it does remind me when I got a Waybird, the first thing I did was I realized, because my TV was on a swivel stand, and I could actually aim it to my bathroom, so I could actually play my GameCube with the Waybird in my bathroom.
Hell yeah.
And boy, did I think that was interesting. Now, it's not like I played against other people, but I could do that.
I would definitely play a fighting game in the bathroom if like it came to that. If we were at a party and me and Mike got in a fight and we're like, okay, let's go settle this right now. Like,
settle in Smash.
Let's just, well, no, a real fighting game. And we'll take it in the bath. Just joking. Well, let's just go somewhere quiet. We'll go to the bathroom and do this. Get the laptop out or something. Yeah, I would do that.
Well, do you know the significance of the picture that is being shown on Discord here?
Pretty sure that's young Barack Obama there.
Nailed it. Playing Melty Blood in the bathroom.
I know. God, now I got to get this picture up for chat.
Yeah. Also, this image
it's not actually Obama, if that's what you're asking, Mike.
Oh. Then what is the significance of the picture? Just that people are playing.
This is like the oldest fighting game community meme, is that Melty Blood players always play on a shitty laptop, so they will play literally anywhere, including the bathroom.
Including the shitter.
Melty Blood.
Yes, it is an ancient fighting game that uses like 2D sprites. It's very
it's a moisturizer game.
Well, okay, I wouldn't say that. Jeff, I'm going to send you a link here in case you want to see a little bit more on this.
Yeah. Sure. Also, this image is fake, by the way. It's made up.
What do you mean it's made up?
Yeah, they set it up.
Well, yeah, they said it. I mean, no one. Okay.
I
Yeah,
thought you
it's
meant
a
it was like
meme.
made with AI.
Yeah, it's like, what are you talking
But
about?
nobody really plays Melty.
Yeah, no one actually plays Melty with like a GameCube controller and prop it up with logs
Yeah,
on
there's-
top of the toilet.
Yeah, there are videos of like people playing Melty Blood like on the streets. Like they choose an outlet
Yes.
out of the
Okay.
street and playing on the street. It's pretty good.
Hey, why don't we take a break? We'll come back. We'll read the rest of these questions from our community. How's that sound, everybody?
That sounds good.
Mods, does that sound okay to you? I'll let you speak.
Oh, great.
Yes, sir.
I guess.
Man, I thought they
have
were going to be
nothing to say
quiet there,
now,
and I was going to be
so-
furious.
There you go.
I was going
Alright,
to
let's
be
go.
furious.
I asked one question. It might go all fucking up.
Yeah, it's like the third time you popped up.
That's not true. What are you talking
It
about?
definitely is true, Christian. Definitely true. You piped
I
up.
don't
You
even
piped up.
Did I pipe them?
You're a
The
pipe
pop in.
upper.
He doesn't like the pop in.
You know I told
Doesn't like the
I think
poppin'.
out loud, motherfucker. I don't even know when I'm talking.
You don't even know. That's fine, but that's why I have to scream at you.
Oh, whatever I was saying, I was right.
I'm sure. I agree.
Wrong.
Why are we taking a break? Did the bathroom remind you of something, Mike?
No, it's just that we
No,
have to
we
take
need- we
3
need an extra
breaks,
break.
so we need a
Okay,
break.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
'Cause we-
What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Let's check this. Give me a second.
I'm not taking notes
Super
anymore.
Mario RPG. Super Mario RPG.
Donkey Kong.
There we go.
All right, you ready to get back to it?
Yeah.
We good?
No, not really. Oh, man, sorry.
All right, let's do it. And we are back. We got some more questions from our Discord community.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Sean, what am I looking at here? I'm pretty sure it's just the meme recreated. Is this a bathroom on the floor?
Yes,
For
on the
Melty
show
Blood?
floor at Rev Major 2023. They had this was, I believe, a vendor actually set it up to look like a bathroom.
Registered now for the Melty Blood tournament,
Yes.
taped to the bathroom wall. Okay,
Yes.
that's very cool.
How have I never even heard of this series before?
Because it's an anime fighter. You don't like
Yeah.
anime
Yeah.
fighters.
I like
It's super obscure.
I liked Blaze Blue. I like the Persona fighting games fine, but yeah,
Okay.
I never heard of
Yeah,
it.
it's weird that you
Okay.
didn't hear about this then, because this is like the quintessential
Yeah.
like anime video game.
Yeah, this is like before Evo. The boys in New York would do instead of Battle by the Bay, they did Battle by the Gazebo, where they brought a laptop over to like this fucking gazebo because there's a power outlet, so you could play
Why
at like
does-
2 a.m.
Why does
Legendary.
this game have better character models than like the freaking
the
King of
last one
Fighters
is pretty
games?
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pixel art.
Hey,
Because it's
Luminar.
pixel art.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, and a lot of
Okay.
labor of love.
It does look nice. All right, more questions here. Chuck1991 says, Miyamoto famously doesn't like story in games. Anyway, Jeff, is the reason you don't care about Game of the Year contender Resident Evil 4 Remake because as someone who doesn't care about story yourself, you don't want to acknowledge how significantly improved the writing and characters are in addition to the genre-defining third-person shooter action? Is it, Jeff? Is that why? Is it because you're a coward? Is it because you're a piece of shit? Tell me.
That's because I already played it.
Oh, my God.
I listen. I will say, yeah, the story stuff never even occurred to me as a reason to care. Yeah, like just yeah. What is it right now? There's something. Oh, it was. I was like, hey, everyone thinks Miles Morales is better than the original Spider-Man. Like, well, the story's not better. I'm like, who the fuck said anything about story? That's I said the game.
I mean, it's funny because they're right. The story is better. It's
1,000,000%. What does that have to do with anything?
Also, yeah, I'd rather play Miles Morales
Yeah.
because it's more fun.
I already played that story. I don't need to play it. Okay, whatever. Yeah.
Hosp says, "Hey, yo, dogs. With the assumption Nintendo is now holding back its big games for the next console, do you think third parties are too, or is that huge install base too tempting? I mean, depends on what your game's going to be.
Some are definitely holding
it.
it back. Some are definitely holding
Some
back.
are holding back. I mean, what? I guess like what would be big third party releases for Nintendo Switch right now? Anyways,
I don't know.
Look, we got Mortal Kombat 1. What are you talking
Yeah, what else
about?
do you
They
need?
didn't hold back.
What else do you
They
need?
could have waited. They could have waited. Maybe you think are we actually getting Hogwarts Legacy on Switch? You think they're like, why don't we just wait? So
God, that's a
Switch
good
2.
point. I kind of hope they just wait. I mean,
At this point,
just
why the
wait.
hell not?
Yeah.
Okay. Axolotl Adams says, "Hello, Jeff. One of these things is not like the Grubber and Mike Major don't miss Mitch Minotti. Did either of you grow up having to share video game consoles with family members? If so, as you became adults, who ended up keeping what? And is there any resentment there? No, I definitely shared all my consoles with my brothers, but we got along obnoxiously well, me and my brothers. We never really fought over that stuff too much. There's a little bit of it here and there, I guess. We were also spoiled. We maybe only had one, but we also had all the consoles. So, hey, my brother was playing Super Nintendo, then I could play the Sega Genesis, which was hooked up somewhere else. And I was also happy watching, especially my older brother, play video games. I liked to just sit there and watch him a lot. And then when we grew up, like for a while, they're kind of separated, but now like they're pretty good with, hey, Mike can have this stuff. He's collecting it. He'll put it on his shelf, and they know for some reason A of them was like, oh man, I really need to have a Dreamcast for a while. And yeah, I can give them the Dreamcast. We all still live in the same town. It's still pretty easy to still share.
Yeah, I'm seeing that this is the other side of the coin, where my brothers mostly weren't into video games nearly as much as me. They would play, and they were into some video games, and they got into, one of my older brothers got into building PCs, and that's how I had a decent PC to play on here and there occasionally. But most, it's like, hey, if we're getting a game thing, it's because Jeff wants it, and it is Jeff's. So I don't really have to share all that much, but it also meant I was getting fewer things overall. It was like I had to make my stuff count. Like I was relatively spoiled compared to most people. I think I wasn't Mikey Minotti spoiled, but also
no one's that spoiled.
But also like you had the two brothers who also wanted the game stuff, so you were doubling, tripling up on that, and that was not happening with me. I was like, I have to ask for the games because no one else is asking for them. So yeah,
especially growing up, we had pretty similar interests. I can't imagine there was much of a time where it's like, well, Mike wants this game, even though AJ and Chris don't care about it. No, we all wanted to play the same thing.
Yeah, it was like Jason wants He-Man toys, and Jeff wants a video game. So Jeff gets one video game, and Jason gets like 8 He-Man toys, that sort of thing.
Me and my brothers all like to Disney and video games. So yeah, we shared a lot of things. Fluffy Cloud Gamer says, hello, Metal Gear Solid 3 meat eaters. Someone brought this up on Twitter, but is it a bit weird that we all just agreed that Dave the Diver was an indie game when it's not? It's made by a small studio inside of Nexon, a major corporation. It's as indie as Hi-Fi Rush is. We're starting to lose the meaning behind the term indie at this point. Yeah, sorry, this isn't relevant to Nintendo that the game is coming to Switch in a month. Relevant enough. I don't I know what people mean, Jeff. It doesn't really bother me too much. I get what you. It's like as people would say this about like some of those EA published games, right? Like It Takes Two and whatnot. And they're like, yeah, I guess I know what you mean. Indie doesn't necessarily mean small studio. We also don't have a great word for just small studio games.
Right. Like, yeah, you saying low budget game is sort of pejorative and coded. So that would be weird. I think that I'm with you, Mike. People said that it's indie. The other people pointed out it's made by Nexon. And I'm like, okay. I know. I get what people are trying to say when they're saying that Dave the Diver's indie. And when they say that, the thing that they're trying to convey is effectively conveyed. And it's not as accurate as it once was. And there's a lot of clouding around the subject. Sure. But when you're trying to explain to someone what to expect from a game and they say, hey, it's like an indie game, it's this, that is useful information for the person you're usually communicating with.
Like I knew somebody who got very upset one time because like steampunk has no punk in it ever anymore, and people just say steampunk to mean Victorian with more technology.
Yeah,
and like they're right, but also when anyone says steampunk, we understand what they mean, and that is effective language.
Yeah,
that is
that's
just communication.
We're kind of stuck in that scenario. So yeah, I get it, but. And if people want to be like, well, then we shouldn't nominate it for Indie Game of the Year. Okay, yeah, sure. I'm with you. Sure. That's fine with me.
Yeah, Shoji Ko says, hey there, Mike, Mathlete Minotti. Jim Ryan's biggest fan, Grubb. God damn it. So, as we all know, 2023 has been a pretty insane year for the games industry in terms of the sheer amount of games released, and good games at that. With that said, I'm wondering from a business perspective, do you think this year may actually be worse for video game developers in the long run, since their otherwise amazing games won't be getting the kind of attention or sales that they would have gotten if they had released in another year? Is it possible that a year like 2023, while being incredibly exciting for a gamer, might actually hurt the overall market / industry in the long run? Aside from the effect of just bad CEOs and shareholders and all that. What do you think, Jeff?
I think there's some games that have been getting lost in the shuffle. Clearly that has happened. But I think we also see some, I think Lies of P, right? You're like, that's a game where it's like, it doesn't have the From Software name on it. It's on Game Pass, so you could expect maybe people would just try it and not buy it. And it seems like that thing's selling pretty well. Because, and you know, we talk about this all the time. All right, I always bring up the example of people get more excited about games when there's more games to be excited about, and they get more excited to go spend their money. It is very much like why mattress places are all right next to each other. You want to like your shop for mattresses, just go look and look at all these places, and you have a better chance of succeeding as a business if you put your business right next to other things similar to yours. It's counterintuitive, but it is how human behavior works. I think it works to a point, though, right? Obviously, games that aren't quite up to snuff, like when they miss, they're missing big. I'm trying to think of the example. It's like it was a recent game that just came out and wasn't in the top 20.
Gosh, not Saints Row, but something.
I know.
Similar.
God, right? That's exactly.
Immortals of Avium.
Yeah, Immortals of Avium. Thank you. I was also thinking Saints Row. I'm like, that wasn't this year. Immortals of Avium, right? That one clearly missed big. Right. But like at a certain point, that game was probably going to miss no matter when it came out. Right. Yeah. And so it's like, yeah, it missed big and maybe it missed bigger, but it was probably always going to miss pretty big. And yeah, like there's definitely a point to what you're saying. I don't think it's like going to have some detrimental long-term effect, though.
Here's my question for you. Do you think 2024 is just going to be 2023 part 2, or do you think it's going to get slower?
I think that it is going to be pretty similar, but overall slower, right? Because we're not going to have a Zelda game, and we're not going to have what's the other, like the Baldur's Gate 3,
stuff like
Starfield. Starfields, yeah, like a lot of those next year will be busy, but it's not going to be this busy.
Yeah,
I think like in the future we're going to look back and be like, oh wow, 2024 was also really good, but obviously 2023, am I right? Like that's how we talk about it.
Well, because I looked, we did 2004 in the Game of Decides best games from that year, and one of the best years, incredible. And I was kind of looking ahead a little bit, Jeff, at 2005. Not nearly as much going on in 2005. There's still good games for sure.
Yes.
And of course, because that's also like a kind of a generation shuffle going on there. It's like very late GameCube, not much happening. Very late original 360 is new. The late PlayStation 2 late PlayStation 2 stuff is still pretty good. But yeah, so that was a big year followed by a slower year. Whereas I'm not sure what's going to happen here.
Right.
Rock Party says, yo, Rock Party here. Long-time listener, first-time questioner. Thank you, Rock Party. Now that we are getting close to a new Switch, is it time to start looking into cracking the first one? I have the new 3DS, and it was super easy to crack. No screwdriver required. Last I heard, you had to do some soldering to do the same on a Switch. This will change anytime soon. I'd just like to modify my home screen and icons. P.S. Sorry if reading this extends your time in Nintendo jail. We're fine. Yeah, I don't know what, like, I know it's easy to pirate Switch games. I don't know how easy it is to hack and mod a Switch. Jeff.
If you have a launch Switch, I think it's trivial, is my understanding. I don't think you need to solder anything. I can't say that word.
Would you guys like the opinion of an expert?
I would like. Yes, I was going to say I'm pretty sure we know somebody that has
back of your hole. I mean, go ahead.
Experience here. Yeah. What's up?
Now, I'm not encouraging you to go to ismyswitchpatch.com or anything like that. But if you did, hypothetically, it would show you whether or not your Switch is, in fact, a launch Switch. And if it is a launch Switch, you can do it entirely in software. And by the way, friendly reminder that open source software being run on your own hardware is completely legal.
Yes, completely
Anything you
legal.
do beyond that, we don't necessarily endorse. But if you just want to like mess with themes and different icons and like running homebrew for whatever reason, like you maybe dabble in emulation or something like that, that can all be done with like basically a paper clip and no soldering or anything like that.
That's good because I still have a launch Switch, and I have my OLED. I still have the launch Switch. I never gave it to anyone. So maybe someday I'll just mess around with
It's a little more involved, but Mike, you managed to get your 3DS hacked, and if you can do that, we're at the point where you could do the Switch if you dedicate like an afternoon to it.
Yeah, 3DS hack was very easy. Even I could do it. It's not hard.
There you go.
God, and I did it only so that I could put the orchestrated music back into Dragon Quest VIII that they took out when they localized it for some reason. And they didn't do anything else.
Everyone has some dumb reasons. I originally hacked my 3DS because Nintendo doesn't allow you to back up your saves on their systems. So that's the first thing I do is make sure that I can back up my saves without the cloud.
All right, Beef Hammer says, hey, Jeff, there is no Wii without you, Grubb, and Mike. Her Xbox is my one. Minati. Is the PlayStation 5 Slim with the detachable drive still coming this year? I reread Tom's report, and it was suggested to launch September 2023. You think they scrapped it, or it's still coming?
The Slim will still come, for sure. I'm wondering if they scrapped the Pro. Okay.
I'm sorry.
You
I'm
okay
sorry.
over
You
there?
barely even say anything. You barely even. That's on me. That's my bad. I'm juvenile.
Thank you
I
for
should
taking
not have laughed.
responsibility for yourself.
I take responsibility for laughing at that.
Yeah, September 2023 is when that the Slim was supposed to arrive, and it's not here. It's October now. I think that it probably is going to, the Slim is going to get pushed out next year, probably get rethought a little bit. Maybe that's possible, although it's pretty late in the game. So how much rethinking they can do. And when I say rethinking, I'm not saying like they're going to suddenly shove a disk drive back in there, but they might shove a disk drive into the box. They might be doing something like that. Who knows? And that could be dealing with regulations and the changing landscape of that stuff. I do wonder if the reason that got pushed, though, is because they're like, maybe we aren't going to do a Pro. I'd say it still doesn't make a ton of sense to me, other than maybe they feel like that could put a boot to the throat of Xbox a little bit, and maybe it would, but I don't think that's any guarantee.
No, not at all. It could be risky. Screaming Man, it says, hello, Jeff. My parents are dead, Robin Grubb. And Mike, you want fries with that whoop-ass Minotti. Sort of on the subject of Blight Club, what is the single worst game you played on a Nintendo GameCube? For me, I got back and forth between Nickelodeon Party Blast, a bad Nicktoons Mario Party clone, or Shrek Extra Large, a port of a terrible Shrek Xbox game with more levels. Both are on the GameCube. God, I bought a couple that I haven't played yet that are probably going to contend, specifically Catwoman. I have Catwoman on GameCube now. I know that Aquaman game looks terrible, but in terms of like games I actually played, the ones that everyone hates that Universal game, the Universal Studios one, and I get it, but I kind of can't help but love that stupid game. But that's a me problem. I mean, for Jeff, it's easy, right?
It's very easy. Yes, absolutely. Batman Dark Tomorrow is in contention for the worst thing I've ever put my hands on. So, yeah.
I'm like looking to see if I can find one. You vamp for a second.
Yeah, sure. I think that if I'm looking beyond Dark Tomorrow, if I try to think of the worst game, well, I played Balan Wonderworld on. I think I played that on PC, so that doesn't count. On a Nintendo console, I don't know. I will say that I am a bit conservative with my purchasing decisions for a long time. Where if I saw a game and like the reviews didn't look like the game was going to blow me away, I was afraid to spend my money on it because I was like, oh, I don't want to get burned. I regret being that way now. I wish I would have spent a lot more time being like, whatever, buy a game. If it's bad, play some of it, and then trade it in and just do things that way. But it's like, I don't want to waste my time and stuff like that. So
yeah. Sorry, just confirmed. All GameCube games are good. Actually, don't have one. Let's see.
I think we can fix that next time it's your turn again.
Tim Sweeney Sugar Baby says, hello, Disney adults and or Pixar parents. Do you think that Disney, now in a more licensing friendly era, would ever let a Disney character get into Smash? I think the new Mickey look would be great. Who are your picks? Oh, what are you talking about? They already put Sora in there, right? So there's a Disney character. No, I don't think so. I think it's not even really great. I think that's still a line that they don't really want to cross, is just characters that kind of started before video games. Like Goku's the big one, right? People want Goku and Smash. I think that's still a bit of a bridge too far for them. And I kind of agree. It feels a little weird to me. But hey, look, like, I bet if there wasn't a Smash Bros. And you went up to Nintendo today and was like, hey, let's do a game where Mario punches a bunch of other characters and beats them up, I think it'd be a hard sell. It's only not because like they kind of got away with it at a weird time with smaller teams, and then it became this huge thing. I don't think Disney is going to go for that with Mickey Mouse. So if not that, it would be more like me. If for some reason they'd let like a Marvel or LucasArts thing play there, I don't know. But otherwise, hard to imagine.
I'm trying to think like who are the most racist Disney characters. The Native Americans from Peter Pan. That'd be pretty rough.
Uncle Remus from Song of the South.
Yes, and that's clearly the most. Yes, definitely. Yes. So there
the crows from Dumbo.
The crows from Dumbo. Sure. Yes. They have a lot of hits there. A lot of hits.
The one
the Siamese twins from Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
I mean, there's a black Pegasus in the one Fantasia bit that's so bad that they just deleted it. They like crop the scene so you don't see it because it was like a little. It's I don't even describe it. It's rough. It's very rough. All right, Dr. Ryan says, sup, dudes? I had a weird dream last night that I had a flight home with 17 layovers, horseshoe of my life, What's your worst layover or flight delay story? Man, when I was first traveling for like this job, Jeff,
Yeah.
I just wouldn't the idea of even booking a flight was so daunting that I was just so proud of myself to do it that I kind of like wouldn't even look at layovers. And also back then, just way less money. So just try, oh, this flight's cheap. Who cares if it has a 9-hour layover in Atlanta, right? That's fine. So I would book those flights and then I would just be in Atlanta for 9 hours. And you know what? That's fine. I would sleep.
That's kind of how I am, where it's like if I'm in travel mode, you got to put up with some shit mode. And that means turning the brain off, being very patient, going to your happy place, all that stuff you do when you're getting a shot or going to the dentist or whatever. It's like I can sort of enter a meditative groove and be like, I am being put out. So what? In a day, I'm going to forget about this. In a day, I will be somewhere else and be like, oh, remember when that happened? That's funny. And so I think the toughest one was probably overnight at SFO, where I can't remember if I planned it that way or if it just happened to work out that way because of a delay. But it's like I was out of money traveling early in my career trying to like meet people. I think it's when I first met Shu, Mike. I went out for a BitMob meetup. And I'm like, I got my flight, and just things worked out where I'm like, oh, I don't have a place to stay, and I got a flight that's kind of basically the next day, so I'm just going to stay at SFO. And it turned out it was completely fine. I was fine. Got on the plane, barely even remember it being an issue, but it was strange in the moment for sure.
Yeah, I mean, what's worse is when I fuck up and like one day I booked my flight for the wrong day, and I just showed up a day early, so I had to like get a hotel room. If you like, I think I may have missed a flight once, and that always sucks. Almost worse than that is when I am just like on the edge. So when I did that Final Fantasy 16 event in New York, I just I never flew to New York before. I've always driven there, but I flew this time. I didn't really understand how much time it takes to get from JFK to Manhattan, right? Like downtown Manhattan. So I had to like leave. I even left the event a bit early. Even still, it was really cutting it close, and just being stuck in that security line, being able to do nothing and just hope that this moves fast enough so I can get on that airplane. Same thing if you have a connection that's really cutting it close. That's what I hate. It's just that feeling of will I or won't I? Because who knows what happens if I won't. That's what sucks.
Yep, absolutely. I'm kind of similar when I travel as well.
Velocity Prime says, Dear Jeff, Gazebo, Grubb, and Mike, new Speaker of the House, Minotti. I am quite excited for Mario Wonder and the theoretical release of Hollow Knight's Silksong, but it made me wonder, if these games beat a 90 Metacritic threshold, it seems unlikely that full 2D titles would ever become a consensus Game of the Year title. What do you think would be enough to make a full 2D game sweep award season, or if it's even possible these days? Man, I haven't thought about that. What's the last 2D game that was winning Game of the Year awards? Like,
well, I mean,
like straight up a 2D platform, because Hades doesn't really count.
A 2D game that was in contention and probably did win some Game of the Year awards was probably Metroid Dread, right? And it did win a lot, but I'm sure it won some. Do you think that's not rising to the occasion?
Was it like nominated straight up? How did Celeste do? Because Cuphead, I guess, also, huh?
Yeah, I think all of those were nominated at the Keeleys, right? Yeah. Each of those were. I think Metroid Dread was nominated.
Okay, you're right. It was nominated. No, but like consensus winning, I think it could still happen. This year's going to be rough. I don't think there's any way that no matter how good Mario Wonder or Silksong somehow came out, probably not. Cuphead did do pretty well. I think if you have something like Cuphead where you're doing something crazy, impressive, and clearly difficult with the art, I think that's going to get you a lot of attention. But yes, Man, Celeste. That's a good game. Maybe that should have won Game of the Year. I don't know what else came out that year, but now I'm going to look it up. Let's see what year Celeste came out. That was 2018. Game Awards 2018. Game of the Year nominees. The nominations were, this is funny, it was a lot of your favorites, Jeff. Red Dead Redemption 2.
Let's go.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Marvel's Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World. A lot of games we're talking about today, and God of War, the reboots, and then Celeste. Do you remember which one won?
It had to be Red Dead Redemption 2.
No, Jeff, it was God of War.
Oh, God of War. Oh, yeah, God of War 2018. Yes, that's right.
Augustes.
There you go.
Excuse me.
There we go. God of War Ragnarok won its year as well, right?
No. That was last year. It lost to freaking Elden Ring.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. From games always win. Yes. And then God of War. And then Rockstar games. That is the tier list. Okay, that sounds right.
But yeah, I'm correct. Looking at this, Celeste should have won. Celeste is the best game.
I think I'm with
year.
you. God, Celeste is so good.
So good. Okay. The Once and Future Jason L says, yeah, I've got a question for you, so-called beef and cheddar boys. How dare you? Just where do you get off? Hope you have a lovely day. This is somehow probably about Star Wars Battlefront 2, Jeff.
Almost certainly.
I think we got another super chat about it.
I was kind of hoping that we would end up doing a Battlefront game in that demo derby, so we could just talk shit about it the whole time. But
it'd be funny. I kind of want to.
Yep, exactly.
This is what it was. All right. Mr. Power says, hey, Jeff. Spends too much time thinking about the Roman Empire Grubb, and Mike doesn't spend enough time thinking about math, Minotti. Laugh it up. I was waiting to pick up food at a restaurant recently and noticed the music they were playing was renditions of songs from Pokemon Gold, Silver, Ruby, and Sapphire. Once you inevitably branch out into themed chain restaurants with the Game Mess Hall, what video game music will you have playing in the background? Only Tommy Tallarico stuff.
Oh yeah, the Advent Rising soundtrack,
Earthworm Jim, other
Tommy Tallarico classics,
Metroid Prime, right?
Metroid Prime, right? Metroid Prime gun sounds that he invented.
Metroid Prime music would be incredible to play in there.
Something Tommy Tallarico had nothing to do with.
Yeah. JD Kemp joked in chat, only Africa. I'll tell you what, Jeff, that is a song that I will sometimes just put on repeat and just listen to Africa all day and be like, yeah, I'm still not sick of that song. That's a good song.
It was on the radio when I was driving the other day. I'm like, yeah, if this just played on repeat, that would be pretty funny, but I wouldn't be mad.
No. Matt Rare Monkey says, hey, Beef and Cheddar Boys, in honor of No Clip's documentary about the Burger King games, what is the quintessential Arby's game? Well, I think there's only one. And it's that weird version of Shovel Knight where they replace some of the things with RB iconography, right? That's
Jesus,
it.
That's right.
That's a thing.
That's a real thing. I was so confused by that, but also so excited.
Yeah. Bench JCS, hey dogs, how often is your Switch in docked or handheld mode? My Switch is always in handheld mode unless I'm streaming off it or if I'm playing Smash Brothers with people. Otherwise, always handheld mode.
For me personally, when I'm playing games, it's almost always in handheld mode. It is now these days mostly in docked mode because for some reason Addie just really likes playing on the TV. I think it makes her feel grown up or something. So she comes over, she sits down, she's like, I want to play Piku Niku. I'm like, yeah, let's go.
I mean, children are just impressed by things that are big, right?
That's a big TV over there. Yes, exactly. I think she likes that. I think that's perfectly fine.
Glowworm says, hello, my doggos. In real life, why would Epic buy that mall? Shouldn't they have bought a zoo instead?
I mean, yeah. I think so. Personally, I think so. They should have bought a zoo. Well, it probably would have been better investment, right? The mall's not going to make them that much money.
No, of course not. It's a mall in 2023. Jet Bing says, hey, Nintendogs, what if Reggie became the new president of Sony Interactive Entertainment? Man, do you think anyone's even posited that, and do you think there's any chance Reggie would say yes?
I've definitely posited it, but I mean, I think Reggie would say yes. Yeah, absolutely. Because that would be like
idea.
That would put him way above the job he had at Nintendo of America.
Right.
So I think he would say yes. I think it would be. Man. I think it would be cool. But
it would be cool.
Probably
we don't miss Reggie.
I don't know if it'd be some great fit or anything, but I would be. I would be all for it, 100%.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Gigantes asks, happy October, Beef and Cheddar Doggos. What Nintendo series has your favorite soundtracks? So, overall, Nintendo series is the best music. Well, man, F-Zero music sure is good, as we've been all relearning through F-Zero 99.
It's Metroid for me.
I mean, it's probably still Zelda. Like, I do like going to the Zelda concerts. I've been to a couple of them. I always like listening to the Zelda music. Like, Pokemon music is very, very good, and yet for some reason I never like listen to it on its own, even though I know it's often amazing. I mean, Smash Brothers is cheating, but I do love just kind of going through the Smash Brothers soundtrack and listening to all the arranged versions of music. Donkey Kong Country, also just absolutely ridiculous for sure. And then Jumpmat says, hey guys, what do you find exciting about classic games coming to Switch when you can already play them on the original hardware or a Retroid Pocket? It's just easier. It is just easier.
It's the serendipitous of it, right? Where it's like, it feels more fun to play a game when you know more people are playing it and you can have more people to talk about it with, and you see memes about it on Twitter or whatever. It's there's something to it where when you catch a movie on TV, it's different than when you put a movie on even if it's the same exact movie. There's a different feeling to it.
Like it was like Metroid Fusion came out. It's like, wow, there's a bunch of people playing Metroid Fusion right now. I was kind of like sad that, you know, it feels like the Oracle games came out in a pretty busy time. Like it didn't get as much of that as when Metroid Fusion came out. But yeah, that's why it's funny. But, you know, I am just playing on my Switch a lot. I have it right by my bed on a nightstand, on its charger. It's just the easiest thing in the world to get cozy bed, pick that thing up, and if Super Metroid's on there, then I will play Super Metroid.
Right.
Very simple. Let's see here now. Jamie H1224 says, do you think we see Nintendo bring back NES Remix or even bring out SNES Remix, the true locked on Wii U hidden gem? Sorry, Pushmill. Man, I wish, but it you know, if they haven't yet, I guess you never say never. Right? Things take forever. We did finally get a new F-Zero game. Things do eventually happen. It doesn't seem like something that's happening soon, though. What do you think?
Yeah, I would like that a lot, but I don't think it's going to happen. They seem to like have these ideas. They come in bursts, and then I think if they've sort of played themselves out, I think Nintendo's mostly happy, at least at this level of idea, they're mostly happy to like leave it behind.
Isaac Clark says, no question tonight, fellas. I'm just recovering from the shock of hearing Jan say he likes the Hobbit movie trilogy over the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Look, I've been throwing too many strays at Jen lately. I'm going to let this one slide, but it is insane. it is absolutely, that's incredible. Fudsack says, do you think we'll ever get that mini Nintendo 64 Classic Edition? No. I mean, it is nuts because the NES Classic was this huge breakout success. It was this hard to find item. It was a huge deal. We got one more of those. Jeff, SNES Classic also did very well. And they almost seem to resent the success of it because they're like, well, this isn't how we actually wanted people playing these old games. It's kind of a shame. I liked that mini console boom. I like my Genesis minis. Both of them are great. The the TurboGrafx mini's fun. I even liked the PlayStation Mini. That's how I discovered Ridge Racer Type 4. Its big problem was that it had PAL versions of games running at the weird frame rate, but also pretty easy to hack that one and just make it a better PlayStation machine. So I miss the mini console boom. It is weird that Nintendo especially just kind of was like, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, it's you know, we talked about this a little bit recently, but the N64 is a little bit more difficult to emulate. And it's more difficult enough that they would probably need a little extra power, and that's going to increase costs. And I think it's just complicated enough that they are not thrilled. I mean, they had a replacement for it, right? They do have mini consoles. It's the little Game & Watch thing. So that's what they were doing instead. And I think they were like, those are pretty good at like $50. We can make those, and we could just use our games, and that makes it more cost effective. And shipping a little handheld with a really, really cheap processor and a little screen is dirt cheap. So I think they'll probably stick with that for a while. The Pokemon one has to happen eventually. I think that's the big one. And then we'll see if they get through that. Then maybe they turn back and like, okay, let's take another look at the N64.
Punished Rose says, hey, yo, Beef and Cheddar Boys, what is Major Mitch's favorite war crime? Torture.
I like salting the earth, but I wasn't asked, so.
Lenny Cool Dick Denver says, hey, Mike, top shelf Zaza disrupted my circadian rhythm Minotti. And Jeff, we smoking filtered crack Grubb. Because I'm not really feeling this Sonic Frontiers DLC. I gotta ask, what is the worst / most disappointing DLC you've ever played? You know, I'm not much of a DLC guy, Jeff.
Yeah.
Famously, so I'm not super sure if I even have an answer for this. Because if I play a DLC, it's because everybody is saying it's good. Or I just know it will be. Like when they release separate ways for the new Resident Evil 4, I'm like, oh, of course that's going to be good. That's going to be fine. Sean wants me to say Phantom Liberty. I didn't really play Phantom Liberty, though,
yes,
Sean. I can't really judge that. I don't know if you have an answer, Jeff.
For disappointing DLC, no, because I'm like, for me, it's the judgment of a game is almost entirely based on the game as I originally played it, and if anything else happens after that, it is maybe at best like, oh, that's nice to have. But even if it's terrible or whatever, it's not going to ruin my take on the original experience, and that's still going to be like sort of the canon thought I have about the game.
The Lies of Wolf says, what's up, dogs? I recently did a retrospective on all the 2D Mario games as a way of getting excited for Mario Wonder. Here's my ranking of all the games from best to worst. Number 1, he has Super Mario World, literally perfect controls. 2 is Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. It's weird that he would put a non-Mario game on this list. Game you don't even play as Mario, but whatever. 3, New Super Mario Brothers DS. It was the first game I ever played, he says. Yeah, you must be nostalgic for it to put it that high. 4, Super Mario Brothers 3. 5 is the original Mario Brothers. 6 is New Super Mario Brothers Wii. 7, Super Mario Land 2. 8, New Super Luigi U. 9, New Super Mario Brothers U. 10, Lost Levels with save states. It's pretty funny. They note. 11, Super Mario Brothers 2 USA. That's too low for Mario 2 USA. And then 12 is New Super Mario Brothers 2. This game insulted me.
Mario RPG.
Yeah, that doesn't look like a bad list. Oh, it also says, I also learned Mike was right because, wow, the 3D games really are just better games. Yeah. 3D Mario is greater than 2D Mario.
Okay.
Generally. You agree?
Yeah, well, of course, because we've had, 15 years of New Super Mario Brothers? It hasn't been able to keep up. Of course that's the case.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Back in the 90s. Okay, the Super Mario 64 is still better than most of them.
Super Mario 64 this is the best Mario game ever released immediately as soon as it came out. But hey, I bet Wonder is going to be...
Yes, Wonder's going to be fantastic.
At this point, if it's not like in my top 3 2D Mario games, it'd be kind of disappointment. That's how excited I am for it.
Yes, I expect this to be like mind-blowing experience.
Vision49 says, hey, man who live inside my computer. Got nostalgic thinking about Halo 3's 16th anniversary last week. So in that spirit, what are your favorite split screen or LAN gaming memories from that era? Man, when we first got our Xbox 360, I remember that Thanksgiving, just because it was still pretty new, showing it to people. And like what we had fun with our one cousin, me and my brothers and our cousin were playing split screen Call of Duty 2, right? Because it did have support for that, and we were playing it like it was like we were back playing GoldenEye, which was not my favorite, but doing that inside Call of Duty 2 and maps not really made for 2 versus 2 or 4-player deathmatch. But the Xbox 360 was just so exciting, and Call of Duty 2 was also itself really neat and really kind of groundbreaking at the time. That was just something I think about all the time. I think we literally just had the TV on the ground in the basement for some reason, just standing around it with Xbox 360 controllers, split screen Call of Duty 2. Yeah, very nostalgic for that.
Yeah, mine's pretty similar. In junior high, I was on the football team and was kind of friends with all the guys, and we had most of the time they would come over to my place and we'd play GoldenEye, Mario Kart, and the 4-player Bomberman, all that kind of stuff. My buddy on the team, in practice, he broke his leg, and so we went all over to his place, and he had GoldenEye set up, and we were playing all night, and we were getting rowdy, and I just remember like making some big play and winning, being so excited, and just slapping my friends on the back, and then slapping my friend on the leg, whose leg is broken, and now he's screaming, and everyone's mad at me because I'm hurting our hurted friend even more. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, that's the stuff I remember, is kind of just goofing off all night playing GoldenEye.
How have I not known this piece of Jeff Grubb lore? You played high school football?
Junior high. Well, I played a little bit in high school, yes. But when we moved to Ohio, which happened in high school, I didn't play anymore after that. I enjoyed sports. I played roller hockey. That was a big thing in Michigan when I was growing up, playing hockey on rollerblades at the Joe Dumars Sports Complex, which if anyone's from that area of Michigan, they'll know about the Joe.
Yeah, it'll probably shock everyone to know that I was done with sports at like age 8.
I enjoyed playing sports, but it was always weird because it was like, I think my parents would try to get me to take my ADHD medicine, and that would like zone me out so much that I'd be like, I can't pay attention to this. I'm thinking about other stuff. So
JD Camp says, I played Dance Dance Revolution for the first time in like a decade, and even with a few beers in me, I could still full combo songs on the hardest difficulty.
Hell yeah.
What's the most impressive thing you could do after a few beers? Man, I don't know. I used to need beers to kind of like get my social juices flowing, Jeff, when I was like first started drinking. It first started to like open up a bit, come out of my shell. Right. You know me these days. I do not need any alcohol.
That's not a problem, no.
To be kind of a freak. I don't think there's anything I do better with alcohol now. I think alcohol only makes things harder.
Yeah, but what's an impressive thing you could do after a couple of beers? Anything?
But maybe I could Samba de Amigo, because that's what I immediately think of. There was a time I told myself, and I did believe it. It probably couldn't have been true, that I was probably the best Samba de Amigo player in the world. It is funny how much I loved that game and just could not have cared less when they released it on Switch. It's
Well,
like, no, that's not going to be the same thing.
Sambas, Mike.
You need the Sambas. It's just not going to be this. I need some. More importantly, I need all the Sega songs. I need Burning Rangers and Open Your Heart and that the Japanese intro to Sonic CD. That's what I really need.
I think after like a couple of drinks, now let's not get crazy. Just like that first little bit of buzz, I probably could still beat Mike Tyson, I think, in Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Jedi Moss 4 says, is it Nintendo's past problem of supporting against their old hardware when new hardware is out fixed when there's backwards compatibility on the new console? 3DS games couldn't be playing on the Switch, so I imagine people still will be willing to buy Switch games in 2025 if they can play them on new hardware. I mean, yeah, that's going to be true. That's probably going to help out. They can kind of market them as both things. You're not going to hopefully have a Bowser's Inside Story remake situation.
Right. Yes. Yeah. You want to avoid that if possible. I think overall Nintendo's going to figure that out better this time around, though.
Miracle says, is it bad that the menu theme for Star Fox Assault lives rent free in my head? Menu themes. And
I would have to hear it, but it's probably not a bad thing. I bet the song is very good.
If it was the menu theme or the pause screen from Wario World, I'd be concerned. But no, Star Fox Assault's a good game. That's fine. And then Drewman says, after months of hype from the Chicken and Swiss boys, I'm trying to get into this Remedy universe for the first time. I played 15 hours of Alan Wake Remastered. While the story was interesting, that gameplay loop has really aged like milk. Control more of the same, or am I just missing something here from Remedy games? I think you'll find Control more palatable. I don't know what it is with me, Jeff, because I...
What are you doing?
Get out of here! What are you doing? Get out of here! I had to look the right way. Yeah, audio listeners, Jeff has green screened himself into my living room. Incredible office, whatever the hell it is. Okay,
Whatever
hi,
it is,
Jeff.
yeah. Yeah,
Incredible.
Right. So, Control.
It's so weird looking.
Well, we're sitting next to each other like humans do. That's how it works.
Yeah. Drewman, yeah, I think you'll like Control more. But what is it with me, Jeff? Why did I just play so many old games that I'm like so immune to boring gameplay loops, as people call it. I never like Alan Wake gets that ton. Assassin's Creed 1 gets it. Like, whoa, this is boring. Things that are fun for me usually stay fun. And granted, I think I said it before, it's from the guy who's been to Disney World 50 times, right? So,
yeah, but yeah, I think it probably just fits with you a little bit better than most people. I think. I think I'm with you. If it's fun for me, it stays fun for me. I think I agree with that. I just usually, if it's these simpler mechanics aren't always fun for me. So something like Alan Wake, I remember trying it and being like, I'm okay. It was not like this is terrible, but I was just like, I'm okay. I'm going to pass. I'll go play something else.
I mean, the game does like ramp it up. Like they make the encounters more difficult. There's other things going on. So I don't know. I always, but I mean, clearly it is a thing because people do say it does bother them, but it didn't bother me for some reason. But yeah, I think you'll like Control more. All right, that's it. Why don't we take one more break, Jeff? Then we'll finish this show. I'll get you out of my office. I guess you could just stay here now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit here. Cool.
You could take the break. You can even line that up.
You take out the trash or anything? Yeah, definitely. All right, we're good.
Take Penny out. Get a drink. Be right back.
Super Mario RPG.
This just looks wrong. I can't abide by this.
I was just like, I felt like doing this for a long time. I'm just gonna try it, see if I can get it to work. How do I turn off Snap can I do it per asset? That'd be nice. Properties.
Nice face, dude.
There it is.
We're two Jeff now. It's weird.
That's a much handsomer Jeff right there.
I was going to say that's Jerf, but no, we already have a Jerf.
Yeah, we already do, yeah. Man, how'd they get the plants to grow that way? That fully real picture that you just showed.
You know that's AI?
Oh, it's AI? Wow.
Yeah.
Who could have known?
You should feel bad about liking that AI, Jeff.
Listen, I do feel like a boomer. I do feel like a boomer. That meme could have been made by a
human. That meme could have been made by a human, and you stole that from that person, and now that person's in the street dying of hunger.
Meme artists are dying. We're not making light of AI taking real jobs, everybody. But
Yeah,
for
so,
memes,
yeah,
that is the
yeah.
entire idea for AI. It should be used exclusively for memes.
Yeah.
Is memes kind of a boomer word now? Because I think I mentioned something on
How
TikTok.
else are you gonna call it?
What else would you call?
Well, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Because I mentioned like a TikTok meme, and like someone was like, they're called trends. I'm like, fucking get
Well,
out of here with
that's
your
because-
marketing.
No. Yeah, that's the boomer in the room.
Okay, cool.
Wait,
cool,
no, it's
cool.
not.
Yeah, it
No,
is.
it's not. They
100%.
kids call it trend.
Yeah, but they're boomers to be.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're market analysts.
I don't know
to be.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
I don't know. Is this a meme?
My Dixie wrecked. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
at this
definitely-
point, yeah.
What is this?
Ugh.
Oh, it's just a battle cry, don't worry about it.
What is this, Jeff?
Yeah, what is this?
It's something
It's
I'm
me.
gonna bust out Thanksgiving,
Mike.
baby.
Yeah,
Did I
you
mess
wish.
it up? I put
Oh
my
my
chair right in the way for you.
That's all right.
Mike.
That's good.
I think I actually
Mike.
got it pretty close now. Let's see.
Yes, Christian. Yes.
Is meme a boomer word?
Is
The word meme. Is it a boomer word?
no. Is it?
That's right. I don't know. The chef's asking if it is.
I'm
but I don't
wondering if
think
it is because I taught some kids corrected me when I said a meme. They're like on TikTok. They're called trends.
I mean, that's like actually.
I think that's
That's
just
Okay.
specific.
Yeah.
It's like calling like a short a reel or something.
It's
some
the
shit like
opposite.
that.
Kids call fucking everything a meme.
Man,
Like the
that's-
word meme has no meaning.
that's blowing
anymore.
my mind because I thought that the kids
my
loved the memes more than anything else, and now you're telling me they're not called that. No, my nephews and nieces definitely talk about memes. There's no way that's right. Anyways, I'm ready, Jeff.
All right, bring us back in whenever you're good to go.
Oh, look at that. Even better. All right, you ready to go back in?
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
I think I accidentally muted you for a second. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
And we are back. Jeff, do we get any more super chats?
Yeah, let's take a look here. I believe that we left off around here, so I'm gonna go with God King Tony Clifton, who says, "Sing us a song, ye gallant lads. Sing us a song tonight." He didn't add that part, but I will for free. There you go.
There you go.
I don't know, Mike. You got a tune in you tonight or anything?
No, but I said the word combo again earlier, and it made me think of that Carrie Underwood song once again. But I restrained myself this time. Actually, I think there's another super chat where I'll have a
Yes,
excuse to sing.
you will have a chance here. Yes. From Jerry on the Game S Pod last week when talking about a game, I think Armored Core. Grubb said he liked being part of that world, and Mike did not immediately sing the Little Mermaid song. What gives?
Look, I'm not a parody of myself or anything. Look, I mean, I still want to be
He
where
has
the people
some
are.
dignity.
Yeah, I want to see them see them dancing, walking around on those, what do you call them again? Feet. Out where they walk, out where they run, out where they stay all day in the sun. Why do you have a picture? Jim Ryan picture.
I for that Game S mornings, I put this in a frame and I couldn't find one, so I went in Steph's office and she had one kind of like laying there, and she saw it. She's like, "What the fuck is that?"
Incredible.
Like, it's easier if I just go back and fix this and put it back to the way it
How
was.
messed up would it be if you like hang that somewhere and gaslight your children into thinking that's a relative?
It's like, it definitely registers on the fucked up scale for sure. I don't know if it's the worst thing I could do, but it registers for sure.
that's
That's just that's Grandpa Jimmy. Yeah, I like it. All right, let's see here. I am on Burrito, who says Mike saying Cyberpunk is boring is hashtag cyberbullying. Something Sonic is obsolete, and he says in parentheses, I'm in my early 30s. Yeah, I think you got the people with that one.
That's okay.
Yeah, it happens.
Don't worry. A lot of people like Cyberpunk, it turns out.
you know
Cyberpunk will be just fine. Someday I would like to try Liberty City and see if I like that more.
Liberty City Stories. That's right. That's what the DLC is called. Yeah.
What's it called?
Phantom Liberty. Yeah,
whatever
I
it's
keep saying Phantom Pain, so you're fine.
There we go. God, we are boomers. Whatever that there whatever thing is called.
Them game tapes. They want your game tapes there.
I do think it's messed up that I kind of feel like maybe I'll try that again when I upgrade my PC, because I was not really happy with how it was performing on even my 3070 Ti.
I will note, if you go to the Metacritic for Phantom Liberty, the user reviews still not like thrilled with that. They're like, this thing is actually still super buggy, and this like ruins the ending. So not all is well in paradise. There's still a lot of people complaining over there. It's like the user score is significantly lower. Obviously, that's like, review bombing happens all the time. It seems mostly like this is just people upset about one thing or another.
That's fine.
From EP Idiot Box. With Xtube and PS5 Slim possibly launching next fall, do you think I get it now. Do you think no, I lost it. There we go. Do you think I would be more likely for a spring Switch 2 launch similar to the OG Switch launch? No.
Wait, who wrote this?
This is from EP Idiot Box.
Let's see.
I don't think that is necessarily gonna nothing's gonna deter Nintendo from their release schedule. At least definitely not a PS5 Slim or the tubular Xtube. Nintendo won't even care about that. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that Nintendo sees Xtube coming? That cylindrical Xbox?
I don't think that's going.
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna do anything to Switch 2's plans.
Yep. Let's see, from El Grug. As a fan of Christian popping up, can he explain to us the entire history of the King of Fighters? We have time for that, probably.
Oh yeah, no, we're just almost approaching 2 hours. Sure, Christian. Why don't you here, Christian, in 15 seconds you can do this. I'll give you 15 seconds.
15 seconds?
Yeah,
Bro,
go.
chapter 1, invitations for fighting
14, 13, 12.
Fighters through the entire world who the mysterious sponsor are. What are the 3-on-3 teams? Battle, I don't know. They do clones. They fucking fight each other, and then one clone another one, and then the other one's like, I'm gonna make a clone of you, clone. And I don't know. And that's it.
Good. With a second
that was
to spare.
surprisingly good, actually. Very, very, very nice, Christian.
Did the super chat ask for you to speak, Sean? I didn't think so.
Mike, I can ban you from this channel. Shut the fuck up.
I did make him an admin. I think Mikey's an admin too, though, isn't he? Is he
Yeah,
not?
Mike is an admin too.
Okay.
I did that.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
My
Okay,
bad.
very fun. Oh, you
He's
did
not?
He's not. Just don't tell him. Move on.
Oh, let's shoot him.
So
From Seraphis Kane. I missed Arba Grubbin live, so I have to weigh in here. Mike, I turn 40 next month, and Star Wars Battlefront 2 is one of the best games of the PS2 gen.
Yeah.
You get weirdos in every group, as J.K. Rowling so eloquently said. Yeah.
I'm sure there's some people. Yeah, absolutely. I just think that the vast majority of people who think that it's one of the best games of that era are probably were a little bit younger when they played it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not good. I'm not saying that people don't think it's good. Obviously, there are a lot of people who hold it in this high regard. All I'm saying, and this is just, you can't disagree with this, is that when I was growing up, I did not hear anybody talk about that game with that much reverence.
It was not like in Game of the Year discussions that year, like for sure. From M2LJ, got some pizza, a case of Mike's Hard Lemonade, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater on Steam Deck for my first playthrough. Oh, that's fantastic. Wanted to stop by and say, keep up the good work, dogs. Thank you, M2. That is a good night right there.
Man, it does sound like nice. Why am I here? I could be doing that.
Yeah, I want to do that too. From Steph Tendo, chances of Sonic Adventure Remake or Sonic Adventure 3.
I think Sonic Adventure 3 is not going to happen. People have wanted that for a long time. I think they're going to definitely make more games like Sonic Frontiers, and that is just so different from that. A Sonic Adventure remake, maybe. There's a lot you'd have to do there. There's a lot about the game. I love the jank in that one. I know I criticize all the Bethesda loving the jank people. Sonic Adventure's jank is pretty charming to me. It's also an old game, so that helps. But I don't think that's going to fly today. The voice, I think, would have to be redone. The animation, you basically would really have to remake that game.
Does it for the super chats, Mike. We're all good to go now.
I did kick Sean out of the channel. I feel terrible about it. It's not. I don't know how Dan lives with himself when he does it to me. I feel like a bully. Oh, when he does it to
you, it's really funny.
Yeah,
that helps a lot. Regarding what Jeff, excuse me, this is from T-Bucket23. Regarding what Jeff said about Creative Assembly carrying Sega on the Bombcast, a reminder that Medieval 2, the Total War released on the same day as Sonic 06.
That's incredible.
Yep. Right.
Incredible.
Yeah. That's a studio like fucking putting out a banger to counteract what the Sonic team is about to do. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Jeff. If you guys have any more super chats, you can still squeeze them in there. That's fine. Oh, look at that. We're a few thumbs up away from 100. So if anybody wants to help us get over the edge there, and I appreciate it. Jeff, what have you been playing? I mean, me, it's really is Sea of Stars. I've talked about a lot. Really like it, but I'm very close to the end. We'll probably beat it tonight, and then I'll probably play some fluff till Mario comes out. Honestly, I'm not gonna start Final Fantasy VI. I'm not gonna get back to Octopath. I'm gonna take a little RPG break before Mario RPG comes out. But what about you? What are you doing?
Sidebike 64, I talked about in the Bombcast. It's on Nintendo Switch Online. I was kind of like, oh, I wonder how the controls are going to be mapped, and they're pretty much they're how the emulator would do it, basically, or playing on an emulator would perform that stuff, and it's easy to get used to. I think maybe the shoulder buttons are reversed from what I would prefer, but I get used to it. I'm fine. I never customize stuff myself these days.
When I'm playing NSO games, I have a profile on my Switch to reverse the shoulder buttons.
I need to just do that. I do.
It drives me crazy.
Well, they're wrong about it. They were wrong about the way it should.
It's such a weird general Switch thing that they default to the shoulder buttons when clearly my fingers are resting on the triggers. It's bizarre.
And they're supposed to rest on the triggers. That's the ergonomics of it. You're supposed to rest on the triggers, and you roll forward to hit the bumpers. But whatever. I'm fine. I'm used to it. I probably will make a profile eventually, but God, I love that game. It's so good. It feels great, continues to feel great, and once you dial in all of the technical things that it's asking you to do, it's just a solid racer. With all of these extreme sports games from the N64 era, I wish there was more like meta progression stuff. I would like to be able to upgrade my character similar to Tony Hawk. I think that would really help kind of carry people through the game. But the challenge of just racing through those series of races and trying to have a high enough score to get the top place at the end, that's enough for me, because I'm coming back to these games on a subscription service way later. It's not in the context of having spent all the money at that time on this one new game and being like, oh, am I going to be able to get enough fun out of this? It's like, at the time, that was always a question, but these days it's like, no, this is just fun to play, visceral, immediately a good time, and that I really appreciate that. I am mentioned at the beginning of the show, kind of in this limbo period where I'm like, what do I play? I am playing a lot, but it's a lot of stuff I can't talk about yet. We'll be able to talk about some of that stuff soon. But it's like, I'm like looking backward and like, do I go to Sea of Stars, Lies of P, or Baldur's Gate 3? I think that's what I'm stuck between right now.
Yeah.
I will say, my gut is like not giving me like a lot of help here, where it's like, oh, you definitely if I like could only have one of those, the one I would play is this. That's not happening. I think that's part of the reason I'm kind of stuck.
Here's like the pros and cons. So Baldur's Gate 3, I think, is the one that's going to get the biggest push for Game of the Year.
Yes,
so
I think that's the one I feel most compelled to play.
Right. With Sea of Stars, you could be kind of like helping settle things, because it seems like I'm going to be feeling really strong about that. And Bailey is too. So if me and her are part of Game of the Year discussions, then Jan, who doesn't like, is there. Well, maybe we need another person to chime in.
I will say that I think Dan also tried it and doesn't seem too enthralled by it.
Well, yeah, but Jan, famous, Mr. Final Fantasy 10-2 is pronounced Final Fantasy 12. Not maybe the biggest authority.
You can't just say that video isn't out yet. And like, people are going to hear that and be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's right. I forget that not everything I do is live stream. Yeah, look forward to that one.
Definitely, I would look forward to it. No one else will.
Yeah, and then what's the third one again? You're thinking about
Lies of P?
Lies of P is good, and I think it's going to get surprise support because Jan really liked it. I actually like it more than I thought I would too. I wonder, because my question there, because Tam likes the Souls games a lot. I wonder what he thinks of it. I wonder if he likes it a lot. So it's gonna be curious.
Okay.
It's gonna be good to have an opinion of it. That's a game I don't think you're gonna have to like necessarily beat Jeff though to get an opinion of it. To be honest, not to upset anybody.
Which Lies of P?
Lies of P.
Okay, I will definitely. I'm gonna try all these. But I think the one here's the problem. It's like, well, what if the one I am leaning towards right now probably is Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
It's so big that it kind of pushes those, like the chances of me playing those other ones a little bit more to the side. So maybe I should just dabble in those other ones a little bit and then get to BG3.
Yeah, and if you like really get into Sea of Stars, and you'll just want to play it, it's fine.
Yep. When it comes to like Nintendo stuff, obviously I'm just looking forward to Mario. That's where I'm killing time with Nintendo Switch Online games. Happy to get the Switch out. I'll probably play Sea of Stars on there, but it's about Mario at this point.
That's what I'm probably gonna do. Well, there is like some like true ending stuff in Sea of Stars I could do, although I'll probably take a break before I really worry about unlocking that because it is there's a lot of items I have to find. I don't necessarily look forward to just going back to old areas looking for treasure chests I missed. But I probably will kill time on NSO stuff. I probably will play more Excite Bike 64 because I did kind of miss some of that. What the hell was that? I just saw the screen flash. I'm watching the live feed, a little delayed. I just saw it flash to you looking at the Jim Ryan picture for a little bit.
I don't know what happened there. Oh my God, something.
No.
Okay. What is happening? Oh, Jesus Christ, Christian. You really scared me.
Get rid of
that deeply frightened me because that is like some poltergeist shit. That is like, honestly, if you would like have photoshopped my face to be like undead or something, I would have believed it for like a solid 3 or 4 seconds.
Get rid of that Boomer Edition thing up there. I'm not continuing. I'm not saying another word till it's gone. I'm striking.
He's protest. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's gone.
Oh, thank you. All right, Jeff. I think we have a couple more, or one more super chat that came in. Then we can wrap up here.
Let's hit that. Let's see. From EP Idiot Box. Working at a zoo is stressful. Don't buy one. That's why I always wonder why'd they buy that zoo.
Hey, I didn't ask for your opinion, actually, Idiot Box. Don't meddle in my affairs. I'll buy whatever I want.
That also sounds like the people who are trying to get talked out of buying terrible shares in Bed Bath & Beyond to go with their GameStop shares. And it's like, Robinhood, the app, you can't stop me from purchasing this. I'm an adult and I can buy whatever I want. It's like, oh boy. Okay, Mike, that does it for the super chats. I'm going to hand the show over to you one more time.
All right. Yeah, we're done. We're wrapping up here. We have finished it. We did it. Good job, everybody. We've got some stuff happening on Giant Bomb tomorrow. I think I'm going to be on Game S Mornings tomorrow, correct?
Yes, I would. That would be very helpful. Yes.
And we're playing Counter-Strike 2, and Major Mitch will return. I got to play more.
It'll be a busy day, but don't miss it. It'll be fun. UBF, we probably will be playing Assassin's Creed Mirage and Forza and Payday 3. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening on Friday, so look out for that.
Yeah, so we'll have that. Thursday, we're also doing Titanfall 2. We're going to all play a community thing, so if you want to join there, feel free to. So yeah, there is a lot going on, Jeff. Get the Diva Edition. I see that. How dare you?
Diva Edition.
We have to get these overlay privileges removed. You're messing with your privileges, Christian.
I gotta say, I gotta turn it off right here from right here. I can.
There you go. Wow, that's funny. You're a funny guy.
Oh no, then it breaks everything. Oh no, it breaks everything.
Oh, you did it. You blew it.
Now we're naked. The illusion's broken. Bye, everybody.
We're playing Baldur's Gate.
I'm too deep in the system, motherfucker.
What is this, Jeff?
How can I access the soundboard anymore? Did you guys ruin my privileges? What'd you do?
I did do that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mainstream penetration.
Mario RPG. Super Mario RPG.